You're now tuning into the sounds of the Potnas podcast.
On topics, news, and shit.
Turn me up, hey.
Whoa.
Hey,
Whoa.
turn me up in the microphone, man. It's your boy, Young Tizzle.
Whoa.
Oh, here we go. Hey,
Tizzle.
it's the Potnas podcast, episode 1A. It's your boy, Young Tizzle, man. I'm feeling really great. I got my boy Cam and our girl Ashley.
Whoa.
Corn Pop and that boy Young Dino.
It's that boy Dino, you know my first name.
Hey.
I done came through, yeah, boy, I'm giving pain. I'ma beat it up, yeah, I'm talking about the mic. It's that boy D, you fuck with them and I'ma fight. I said this shit before, I'ma rewind again. It's that boy D and I married me a twin. Oh shit, pass it back to J Tizzle.
Hey.
I'ma come through these two, it's my nizzle.
We play no games, you ever got that work. The other shows try it, but they really leave hurt.
Damn.
Partners on my chest, partners on my shirt,
yeah.
partners dripping swag, the girls wanna squirt, little nigga. We a splash! We a splash!
Got a little...
Bro, where did this come from?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yo, I went back in my New York bag, son. I was ready. You better not spill nothing on the board, boy.
On the brand new.
Oh my gosh!
You got him
It
dropping
was
his,
it was a chill that went through my spine. I thought he was going to drop
thought he
the
was fuck
coke
up
on
on
the fucking board.
Oh no, I thought you were about these nice.
I thought you were worried about the chairs.
I
Yeah.
thought you were about these cool ass chairs.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Potnas podcast, where we are delivering our perspective on topics, news, and shit.
Nigga.
We are your hosts, the Potnas. First up, we got Mr. Put Your Money Up, Courtney Coleman, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir. What's up, fellas?
Oh yeah.
And lady.
Yes. Oh, we're gonna get to our guest. Next to him is the flyest one in the room. Give it up for Dino, aka the Dictionary.
What's going on? How y'all feeling?
Wow, yeah.
Oh.
All right. And last and finally, it is the most explosive. Oh, Q. Explosion?
Oh, you want like
It's the most explosive.
It's forced now.
Too much.
the most electrifying.
Not natural.
Nah, okay.
Partner of them all.
The board start messing up.
You ain't never met a friend like him. This is fucking
God
ridiculous.
damn it, I am Mr. Somebody had to say it. They call me JT, but y'all know me as Young Tizzle, the live thrizzle.
What's going on, bro?
Explosion. God damn it.
All right. Hey, we should make a visual to go with all this extra.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we're doing something very special, and we have a few surprises this episode to announce. But we're going to start with the first one, okay? So first up, we have two very special guests joining today's very exciting and controversial episode.
Not controversial.
They are friends of the show and extended partners, all right? It goes without saying that it is ladies first, right, Dino?
Always.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you all to the lovely Ashley Johnson.
Hello.
Let's get some applause going, baby. Yeah. Hello.
Here I am.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Looking
I'm feeling
lovely
good.
in this olive,
Thank
huh?
you.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, and
I'm happy to be
we go
here.
back.
the color splash on her nails too. I didn't even notice that before.
I peeped her earlier when she was on the Marvel wall.
Hey, to all the ladies listening right now, fellas, pay attention to nails. We pay attention to the details. Sexy motherfucker,
Okay. All right.
you the baddest
All right,
one.
enough.
I love that song. All right, and finally, we have the ever charming and unofficial mannequin model. Give it up for Cameron Whitaker. What's good? Oh yeah,
What's going on, bro?
Not man.
Caught it in a mannequin.
Mannequin, bro.
Who's that?
unofficial mannequin model.
Where
That
does
come
it
from?
What is
Because you have the genetics, you can never gain weight. You always will have.
Oh, that's a
an
compliment. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
It's a compliment.
Right.
Means you're perfect.
Yeah. Whenever you have
Ken
like,
doll.
I'll take it.
yes,
Who's the black Ken doll? Pop quiz.
I'll take it.
perfect chin line, and
Keep going.
great.
Keep going.
What else? What else is great about me?
Why does nobody ever boost me up?
You doing enough of that shit on your own. Rewind. If you're not listening, stop and rewind about 30 seconds and you'll see the answer to his question.
You motherfuckers. All right, let's move on. All right. Ashley and Cam, or Ash and Cam. All right, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do,
Ash and Cam.
I like
All right.
Ash and Cam introduction. All right, so we're gonna ask you all 4 questions. Where you are from. Give us where you are from, where are you at now, your occupation, and how you connected to the Potnas, all right? And then, if I need to repeat that, then just let me know. Okay? So, starting with Ash.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm from San Antonio.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get it started.
Don't look over here.
I promise I almost hit her with it, but I'm not gonna do that time. I'm not gonna do that time.
I appreciate
Shout out
that.
to all the
you
people
know.
from San Antonio
Thank
that listen
you,
to the
thank
pod.
you.
We appreciate y'all.
Okay, we're in the building.
We see y'all in our analytics, too.
We're here.
God bless
San Antonio's
y'all.
deep.
We matter.
San
Okay,
Antonio
we have
does matter.
shirts. All right. And I've been in Houston. That's where I am now for almost a decade now. So this is home
In a
kind
minute,
of too.
you low key from the
Yeah.
set a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
We like it.
I am a clinical social worker.
Oh,
that's
yes,
what I
yes.
do.
Oh, you've
Yeah.
seen a lot then lately.
Oh yeah. I got stories.
And how you connected to the Potnas?
So pretty much everyone, we went to undergrad together at UT in
shout out to-
Austin.
please tell them
you know,
where
yeah.
University of Texas. Austin. Hook 'em horns, baby. Bam.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
One more. Okay, never mind.
It's
That's
too
my
much.
Too much
connection.
explosion. All right, cool. Thank you, Ashley, for that beautiful introduction.
Yes.
Cam?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
had to get
I
that
reciprocate the
one
energy, brother. I appreciate that. Where you from? Where you at now? Occupation, connection.
Yes, sir. From Houston, Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, what about? What about?
Where about?
What
Texas.
side? Okay.
Texas, north side.
North side. You a north sider? or something?
And it's
North
humble,
side.
not humble.
Yeah, guys. The H
Get
is
that
silent.
right.
That's right.
Get
That
that
humble
right.
pie.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. But yeah, from Houston, Texas. Currently living in Washington D.C.
Hey.
That boy done activated his Barry White voice. Whatever. He's always talking like that.
Now JT just used to be the only baritone on the microphone.
Right. You got competition today. Been living in Washington D.C. for the last 2 years. I'm a senior communications officer for a national nonprofit. So that's what I do.
Senior, not associate. Senior, damn it.
Damn, I
Put
hope-
some respect on my name.
some
Get a pistol going.
And my connection to the pod, same thing. Went to UT with everybody.
Hey.
In the frat with 2 of my boys.
Oh, yeah.
JT.
LB, Line Brother. That stands for Line Brother, ladies and
Line
gentlemen.
brother.
Link. Kappa, Alpha, Psi. Interpret.
Get in the cut, bro.
Sad trombone.
Well,
Now that you ask.
Giving all the secrets away. But yes.
Yeah.
My first LB on the show.
Blessed to be here, man.
Yes. All right. So thank y'all for that introduction. Let's get into the race recap, shall we? Hey. So, Courtney, you want to do the honors?
So, should we start like how it happened?
I don't care how
This
we
shit a
start.
fluke.
We
This
can.
shit a fluke, low
Y'all
key.
already know how to. Y'all know how this goes.
So listen, we set up. So what happened was were we in the meeting or were we in the pod?
We were on the pod.
We were on the
So
pod.
record,
Into-
like, go back to the last one. The episode before last.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like when it started. Like when did y'all say?
You started
I
it,
did.
man.
Okay, yeah.
Because that's the thing. Tizzle, just to correct the record, sorry to interrupt, but this shit got to be corrected. Tizzle like, yo, you challenged me, my nigga. I didn't challenge this nigga. Courtney challenged me.
No,
to
what happened
challenge
was
him to me to
he
him.
was trying to set up a challenge between you and me.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I said, no, bro, why don't y'all two race? And then
Daniel's
y'all.
recollection is horrible.
No,
But
you said, no, what did he say last time?
let Corn finish
said-
the recap, please. Corn, please finish the recap.
Dino trying to spread it out because he lost it.
It started out with D. I was trying to entice a
That
wager.
ain't what we was doing.
Hey, so this is the funniest part. I thought I kind of have my money on Dino. I ain't gonna
Of course, I know.
but
Because I'm
I
way faster than this nigga.
I thought JT was looking for an excuse because remember before we started, we was on the way here and he was like, "Hey, just want to let y'all know, I pulled my hamstring." And he let the text float a little bit. You know how you wait till like somebody respond, and I'm like, bro, out of every episode, matter of fact, I've never heard, I've never even experienced,
any injury. Like,
So we get here. JT got his running clothes on. Dino got his, and Dino's confident. Like Dino is
let's understand.
eating some food, stretching. I'm like, okay, cool. Okay, great. But JT is focused. Like I guarantee you, JT has timed himself and ran a 20.
I had to run.
I was
Bro,
like,
hold on. Meanwhile, I have
like
my
this.
face. I had to
don't play
run
no
for
games.
like at least maybe a year.
Yeah, Dino came in here like, I'm good. Like I'm straight.
Listen, I knew I was smoking him. It wasn't even a question.
And shame on you for one, doubting me. 2, not coming prepared against the guy that's always
listen, but
prepared.
that's the thing.
Who won?
His eyes.
It wasn't that I wasn't
Okay, so look, to wrap it up, we get outside, stretching, boom, boom, boom. Dino talking shit.
Yeah, of course.
Get to the line up. I do my little ready, set, go. Dino's off to a very slow start. And I'm thinking, you know how Usain Bolt, you know how some people like take some time to get that top speed? It never came. It never came.
How many times did we run?
And so Dino was like, "Nah, bro, that's a fluke. He started off too quick. Run it back.
No. He did false start one time though.
Okay, so second time, even playing field. I'm like, all right, we should be straight. And Dino came up short again.
Twice.
Yo, I couldn't front.
On record.
What did you tell Jen when you got to the house that night?
I couldn't lie, yo.
He didn't tell it.
I couldn't tell her right away. I couldn't tell her right away.
How's your day, babe? Who won?
Who said that? Did you say that? The thing is, there was no who won. Babe, you got him, right? How fast you beat him? I was like... Sit down, bro. We need to talk. We need to talk about this. She was
Now you let her down.
Daddy, you know what? I was like, let's talk.
You know what?
You know
what's going to be
about.
sweet victory is I'm about to see them both tomorrow. I'm about to see Jewel
Here's the thing.
Jen tomorrow.
Here's the
It's
thing.
about to. I'm gonna be like,
My
hey.
face hurts.
You know what I'm gonna do? Because listen, all the listeners, you've heard me say this. I'm in constant pursuit to be the best version of myself. Right, the better version of me right now is going to concede defeat on that occasion. But big but, I'm talking about Cardi B, Nicki Minaj. But
You want to run that hoe back?
I'm definitely running her back because I'm way faster than this nigga. Like that's the thing. It became obvious when I raced him. But I'm very out of shape. I give you that. I got winded running up the stairs.
Put a time, put a date.
I ran up the stairs and be like, "Let me give me a little burn."
Listen, put
I
a
was
time, put a
huffing and
date.
puffing. I'm like, "This is over."
Put money.
I really. The reason I was talking so much shit is because I knew I was gonna lose.
Sound good. We need a time, a date, and
And I was serious,
Let's
by
do
the
a- let's
way,
do a workout
about my
regimen.
tweak, about the tweak in my right hamstring.
nah, that was just in
That was
case.
mad cap, fam.
No.
Listen,
It was
all the
true. I had a
listeners, this nigga
massage.
had like some kind of hamstring gun. He was pulsating his thighs and shit when he walked in. I was like,
It doesn't matter.
milking
I
this,
beat
though.
you
milking
twice.
this.
I ran at 85%. Like I'm pulling a whole Super Saiyan on you.
Not 85. Not 85. Now it's 85%.
I was at
I was
85%.
I was limping. Okay, is what happened.
Oh yeah.
I lived across the finish line.
You know, I'm not gonna lie to you.
And it wasn't even close. Like it was a
You
whole body
bugging now.
between
You
us.
bugging now.
Courtney
Now
was
it's
very
cap.
disappointed. How much money did you lose?
I ain't put on. Nobody went to bet me, so money's always good.
Shout out to everybody who partook. Did I say it? Partook.
I participated.
Just
Yeah, I mean, you
shout out
place
to
the
every-
bet.
Shout out to everybody who participated in the wager and who bet on your boy Young Tizzle, the live.
I don't think anybody really bet.
Give me an explosion one time, please.
Nah,
Please,
he was the only one. And nobody really bet on you.
No,
bro.
okay, that's okay because I can add the explosion in the audio. So
No one bet
bam.
though. That's the point. No one bet.
Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. Labor Day plans. Let's start with Cam and Ash.
Shit, this is my Labor Day plan.
Yeah.
Downtown.
Oh yeah,
We outside.
By the time, ladies and gentlemen, that you hear this episode, Labor Day will probably we'll be in Labor Day.
dropping on Labor
Yeah,
Day.
it drops on Labor Day. So
Today's Labor
Yeah.
But
Day.
yeah, no,
So
as
what
far
y'all
as,
doing
So what y'all doing?
yeah.
no, as far as what I'm actually doing, linking up with the guys, watching some Texas football.
Did you
Saturday.
say in your introduction? Did you say where you were located? You said you were in DC, right?
he said-
yeah. Okay.
yeah,
I'm sorry, I
yeah.
didn't have my listening ears on.
Yeah, I
I'm married
see.
to a teacher.
Yeah.
But
All right.
okay. All right. So you being here in Houston is your Labor Day plans. Cool,
Yeah.
cool. You having a good time so far?
I'm having a very blessed time. Came in to surprise my mom.
Oh yeah.
Surprised TJ for his birthday.
Sorry I didn't pick you up from the airport.
You a whole ass nigga.
Some
but
kind
that's
of
okay.
friend.
No, I'm not.
You
That's
are.
okay.
It was an $18 drive.
Wow.
Okay,
An
cool.
$18 Uber fee.
Yeah.
And your flight kept getting delayed. All right, let's talk about that, Rick. Let's talk about it.
here we
Let's talk
go.
about it. Let's talk about it.
No.
Look, my LBs would never.
Is it irresponsible when a friend asks you, "Hey, can you pick me up from the airport?" and you say, "Yeah, what time is it?" and then they tell you midnight or 1:20 in the
Now,
in
see,
the
he's
morning.
already lying.
No.
No, tell the
Wait,
story.
wait.
Tell
No,
the story.
I'm not
I'm gonna
talking
just make
about
a whole different scenario for the people.
It's a hypothetical.
Yeah. I'm just giving a hypothetical. Thank you, D.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, is it irresponsible for your friends when they ask you to pick them up from the airport, but they buy the cheapest ticket, knowing it's going to come in the middle of the night, right?
Wow.
And then they want you. But look, but they ask you. The reason why they ask you to pick them up is because they don't want to have to pay the fare, the Uber fee, right? So they want you to. They want to inconvenience you to come and pick them up. They gain everything. You don't gain anything.
Wow.
Oh, Ashley, you have an experience?
No, I've done this with
you
Ashley.
were talking to
this
us.
happened. I picked her up at like 2 and 3 a.m. before.
Oh, yeah, we did. Before,
Yeah.
And we were laughing because I literally
This has happened.
I had done that.
We live by the airport.
Jen and D.
I picked her up at like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., something probably.
Now
for sure.
it's been years.
But Ashley stayed.
yeah, but-
Wait. When was this?
From the airport.
No, I'm saying like what year? What? Think about like was this
It's
recent
been
or?
at least 3 years.
Let me make a point.
So this is 3 years ago.
So when D
Maybe.
picks up Ashley from the airport, where does Ashley stay? At your house, right? Do you drive her all the way across
car's
town in the
parked
middle?
I drive to their house and then they drop me off and pick me
Okay,
up.
so
We
that's
offered to drop at the airport. Her
Yeah.
car's parked at my crib.
so that's you being conscious and considerate.
Sure.
I see where you're going.
I'm trying to see where we're going. Like,
He's really dragging.
Where I'm
it.
going with this, no, I'm gonna get to it. Like Cameron's example, like what actually happened isn't this extreme
At all.
But what I'm saying is, they ask you, can you pick them up at a very inconsiderable time?
so Cam, what time did you ask to get picked up?
No. Like I said, I'm using an extreme example. Okay. On a weekday. So on a weekday, pick me up at 12:20, or I land at 12:20, which means you're gonna pick them truly up at 12:40, probably, if they get their bags on
later
time.
than that.
And then on top of that, they want you to drop them off at the house, right?
Where's their house at?
Huh?
It don't matter to me.
Let's just say it's over 20 minutes. But just answer the question.
No, yeah, my deadline's like 9.
So at some point you're just like, okay.
No,
I'm
at
like,
some
I
point
can't
you
do
gonna
that.
you gonna get like because if I go to another city, I'm not gonna hit nobody up if I land at 12:20. That's just me though.
True, that's facts. All right, so let's clear it. Let's clear it up.
okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Only because I know I'm not gonna do it. I wouldn't. I'm not picking you up at 12:20.
But here's the question I'm trying to figure out right now, though. Cam,
Yes.
what would you do if your inconsiderate ass friend?
What time did you land? I need the
He
scenario.
was
We need to-
originally supposed to land at 9:20, I believe. Like 9:20,
Yeah, that's
9:26.
not bad.
No, like 8:45.
Yeah, 8:45.
Yeah, that's a good time.
Yeah, and
on a weekday, right? It's cool.
But Hurricane Ida or Ida, was coming through and delaying all kinds of flights.
Oh,
and
yeah.
whatnot.
So what time did you get in?
So
I got in at like 11.
11, my nigga.
Oh,
You
wow.
said that's even later than what?
No, but that's a different scenario. Because this is the thing. Like, if you tell somebody, yeah, I'll pick you up at 9, and they expect it, and then like natural, some shit happens where they can't control it. It's like, hey, bro, I'm 30 minutes delayed or whatever.
He gave me a heads up.
I wouldn't mind.
There was no bad blood because he gave me a heads up and he was like, hey, bro, like, don't even worry about it. Like, I can Uber. And then I went ahead and looked up how much it was going to be to Uber. Because if it was going to be expensive, because, like in the middle of the night, it can get ridiculous sometimes.
Yeah.
And then I knew he was trying to surprise his mama. So I was like, Mama, let me look it up. So I looked it up. It was only $18. So I sent it to him.
Oh, you sent him the Uber fee?
Shout out to Yvette.
Hey,
Wow.
To what? Oh, yeah, absolutely.
so
Yeah,
this ends on a good.
So you essentially you picked him up.
No, but he still,
Yeah.
he still called me a fuck nigga.
All right, bro.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
did call him that.
You should have canceled the cash app.
No, I didn't send him money. I just sent
and
him.
canceled a ride when
Yeah,
they
I just
showed
sent them a screenshot. And I was like, hey,
so you didn't pick him up or send him the money?
No.
No, because
absolutely.
I told him, hey, bro, it's gonna be late. I don't want to inconvenience you.
You was kind of waiting for him to be like, it's okay, bro. Like, I got you.
No, he said that, and I was like, nah, bro. Like,
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Me and Cam have come a very long way. This is my link, all right? Me and him get into the most fiercest arguments. Just like her.
Why did it start with such contention but end with such?
Yeah, I'm
so
the
confused.
ending is very weird. Like,
Because we start off rocking and we landed super peanut butter smooth. What the fuck is going on?
that's why I
Cut all
said
this shit
he was
out.
dragging it the whole time.
It was a lot of tension with it because this example reminded me of all those times when friends inconvenience other friends by asking them, "Hey, can you pick me up?" Whatever, and then great, all right, cool. I land at 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, you
and
shouldn't
then,
do that. You shouldn't do that. You should book a flight that's going to get in a reasonable time.
Right,
If you plan to be picked up.
Should
But
be
those
there.
weird flights, I feel like only happen when either you can't find anything else or when you're like in that cheap phase of your life.
Right.
No, let's not.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on, real quick. Just because, listen, we've all been there. Let's not call it cheap phase.
Oh, it's okay. It's all right.
I mean, it's
real.
a trend.
in college.
You're at tier 1.
We all flew Spirit.
Ooh.
Still fly Spirit.
Tier
still fly
1,
Spirit.
cheap.
Still fly Spirit. Yeah.
I still fly Spirit.
I refuse. I would never fly Spirit, Frontier, or
I'll be honest.
Because you're cheap.
Fuck
doesn't mean
no.
you're broke.
But it's not because
Exactly.
it's not because I'm cheap and I'm broke. It's
Yeah.
honestly just listen. I know rich people who love a bargain, and that's how they stay rich.
Yeah.
I'm not
That's
being
how you
funny.
stay
I met
rich.
people who
you know.
literally drive a
But
bucket.
you don't stay rich flying Spirit Airlines, but you don't know if you're gonna make it or not.
Listen,
All right, bro. You're
You're not rich anymore. What happens if you don't make it?
How does
Extra.
Spirit hurt you?
What happens? What happens if you don't make it?
How does
yeah,
Spirit
what
hurt
did they
you?
do to you?
What happens to Frontier?
honest.
What happens if the plane don't make it?
Has that
Hey,
been
this is
happening
safe
lately?
space.
What happens to your money?
Podcast etiquette. Talk at one at a time, please.
No, we're joking because this has not happened.
Yeah.
There have not been an onslaught
Yo,
of
Spirit has
Frontier
landed in the
flights.
water before. Google it. I swear. Go on. Google it. Spirit has landed in the water.
Courtney is the Google it king.
It was emergency.
It's Googleable.
Listen, bro, that's great because that's protocol. That's
He
what you're supposed
also
to-
sent me
I'm sure they say
a Spirit
hundreds of
Airline.
lives.
Dino, he also sent me a Spirit Airline like clip of like the soul plane moving up and down. It was like the airplane was literally doing the
That's
wave.
terrible.
Bro,
okay.
I'm not. I'm flying Southwest or Delta.
No, I fuck with Southwest big time.
But I mean, something should be said to the fact that, maybe, you will go through different periods in your life of, a time where, I need a cheap plane ticket. And then later on you fly in the airline that you always
That
love.
you want to, yeah.
And then maybe later on when you wouldn't think it, you mean in your 40s, in your 50s,
Yeah,
and maybe
yeah.
you just get a cheap plane ticket.
I'm telling you, when I was on those Spirit and Frontier flights, and there wasn't many of them.
You ain't feel safe.
No, that's not.
You didn't know what your future held, bro.
Courtney has something in
you
his
had to
spirit.
start running
Something
to get
happened
this
to me.
plane started.
Something happened to
never
me.
had
No, it's
that
okay. It's okay. Let him go because all the Spirit listeners.
That's what I'm trying to
They
do.
about to
Listen.
roast his ass.
No. I
Like some
You can't roast me flying
They
Spirit.
about to come after you on Twitter.
No.
And Instagram.
Here's the thing. I was not expecting much of that because I knew I paid like $25 for this round trip flight.
Yep.
And so I wasn't expecting you to bring me anything, but the sheer basic minimum necessary survival, like rudiments, air, water, and a place to sit.
And your knees be in your chest.
Facts.
So since we're on the,
I wouldn't
on
expect
the,
that much beyond that.
Sam, you got me?
Yeah, they did. It was a Detroit flight.
Thank you.
Damn.
It was a
But
Detroit
it was
flight.
an emergency landing.
Thank you. That's what they were
Because
supposed to
cabin
do.
pressure was low.
Yeah.
So they either
What
blow
year
up
was this?
In the air.
Because somebody cracked the window to smoke a flare.
This was 3 years ago.
That's like
3 years ago in
I mean, it
Detroit.
better not be a regular flight.
So since we're talking about Spirit and air travel, Courtney, what do you got going on for Labor Day?
I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, you gonna be in town? You gonna be
I'm
local?
actually not. I lied. I'm gonna be in Austin. I'll be in Austin on Labor Day.
You're giving me so much work to edit. All right, Ashley,
He gonna cut my whole part out.
what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't really have plans. I mean, I'm just gonna relax and
Yeah, shit.
enjoy
Labor Day.
being off. I'll probably
No
be
labor.
calling one of y'all.
She'll be at my house.
Are y'all
pretty much.
cooking or
yeah.
no?
Hey, who's cooking?
Well, I might.
What I need to bring?
Dino
might
be
do a
cooking
brisket.
chicken curry and
Oh, I
stir
do all
fry.
kind of shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
Dino
I
be
made a
cooking.
I get out on the grill.
It don't be necessarily being good, but you know.
See, why do we gotta do that to each other,
It
bro?
just got dark in here.
Why do we do that to each other?
Like
Hey,
palm trees.
okay, if somebody's barbecuing and they invite you over, do you tell them? Like,
Do you tell them
your
what?
shit's not, it's not good.
Oh yeah.
No, you don't.
No.
JT, no, you
Like,
don't.
at what point do you stop? 'Cause what if
That's
they
a
keep
good
being like, hey,
question.
bro,
That's
come
actually
over
a good
next
question.
time?
I don't.
People that host are
Who
never
is this?
bad at cooking
Who
like
is
that.
this?
Like,
Who is this? Is this a friend?
okay.
No, it's not for me. I'm not asking
No,
for
no, I'm
myself.
not like not. But I'm saying like, yeah, it's
Yeah,
hypothetical.
yeah.
It's just like
Somebody
it's
you
just
know.
like a homie though.
Yeah.
Like us. Like what level? Is this one of y'all?
that just doesn't cook well.
I'm gonna
So
tell you.
you
I'm
cook.
gonna tell you what I think about it. I'm not gonna say you can't cook, nigga. You trash. I'm gonna say, yo, that
It could be better.
Those wings you made, maybe left them on a little bit longer or something.
I got you.
Get a little more. Because like my homies would do it to me.
That's how I do
Listen,
it.
because I've been in a situation where I'm rushing, I'm doing a million things, I'm trying to host, and I take them out, I don't sauce them enough. It's something, right?
Our friends get on Dino's ass and be like, D, the cheese is it's stuck to the pan.
Well, no,
Dino.
that's actually literally never happened. I make the best party cheese if you come to the crib.
Okay.
So you see, they don't take criticism. You try to tell them.
I know,
I mean, it's
right?
all about how you
You
tell
got
them.
crunchy cheese.
All about how you tell them.
Ooh, I love crunchy cheese.
I've
That goes
literally never
Oh, country
experienced
ass.
that though. Everybody that hosts usually
Got good food.
Yeah.
they got good
They
food,
usually take
or
that
they can
business.
cook, or they
Think
have
about
paid
it.
for it.
What kind of narcissistic asshole do you have to be the host of cookout and you can't cook?
and make people
Nah,
eat
some people
your
don't
bad
know,
food.
like,
Some
they
people are
can't
good at
cook.
hosting, but they can't cook.
Yeah,
They're very good at hosting.
There's a lot of women out here that can't cook.
Stop. Okay, here we go. All right, Kim.
All right,
So that's a great segue, actually, about what women can and can't do, what men can and can't do. So what are we talking about today? Let's get into it.
We're bringing back the relationship theory series, all right?
Shit.
In this edition, there's a reason why Ash and Cam are here, all right? Because this is the single as fuck edition, all right?
Single edition.
Oh, yeah. So Ash and Cam are definitely single. You know, everybody,
We get it.
yeah. Okay. So the partners, you know,
We get it.
we all are in relationships.
We're all cishet.
And Ash and Cam, we have invited you all to not necessarily just put you in the hot seat, but just to have stimulating conversation and dialogue about how the
single
market is
perspective.
going, how you all are doing within the market, and then just to kind of get y'all's perspective on, you know, being single, relationships, and so on and so forth. All right, so let's get straight into it, shall we? First question: how's the single market for Black men and women?
But what is dating?
Or just men and women in general,
Ladies
right?
first.
We don't want people that listen to the show, hey, man, they only target and focus on Black people. Well, we all are Black.
Well, whatever
first
you
off.
enjoy. Like,
Yeah.
what's the market?
Yeah.
What's the
How
market
is the
look
single
like?
market in 2021?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, there's the pandemic,
Yep.
so we have to put that in there because that definitely stifles things.
I'm glad you did that, too.
Yeah,
Just
so,
at that point.
Good context.
Is there a
you
lot
know,
different pre and current? I'm sure there is.
Well, yeah,
I think last year.
okay, pre-COVID,
Yeah.
right? And I think always the single life is like the best of things and the worst of things.
Yeah.
You know, at the
How
same
poetic.
time, like so, it's like when you're single, you have all of this freedom, all of this autonomy. You know, and it's really awesome, you know, and then you meet these people, you get to be in these fun spaces and you get to compartmentalize and, you know, it can be really great, you know, and then the other part of it is that you're single,
Yeah.
you know, so that means you're not with anyone and no one owes you anything,
damn thing.
you know, and, there's a lot of lying, you know, and
Oh, shit.
misrepresentation, you know, and a lot of superficial, shallow relationship bonding going on.
Yeah.
You know, and so, yeah, it can be great. And you can have these late nights that are awesome. You can meet some very different people. And then those same people, you know, you can find out they're married. You can find
shit.
out they're gay or bi. You know, you can find out that they're going to be in DC, you know, because that's actually where they live. They didn't tell you that. They didn't tell you that. You know what I mean?
They were just visiting Houston.
Yeah, no, but it's very, you have to keep your expectations somehow high for yourself, but low for other people because you don't want to invest too much. And then that hits you hard because you become vulnerable, you know? So to me, that's how the market is in general, being single. But after the pandemic, it's kind of like, it's a little stale.
Yeah.
Because now you're scared of people.
Yeah, everybody
You
got
don't
Delta
really
Lambda,
want to
Gwen
meet
Gamma, one of those
strangers
things.
and, you know, that kind of thing.
Is
So,
virtual dating a thing?
No.
No?
Well, actually, no. That's not. So I think my reaction to that is you said virtual. I'm thinking pandemic, but if we're being honest, virtual dating is more common than regular dating
Nowadays?
nowadays.
Of course.
What is virtual dating look
So
like?
long distance, long distance, and you FaceTiming all the time.
All the
like
time.
a lot of people do that. A lot of people.
I know a lot of people got COVID booze and like,
A lot of people have COVID booze.
Yeah.
No, that's not a thing anymore. But
well, it was a thing.
They did
For
yeah.
sure. It was mad crazy.
I think it's interesting. Oh, go ahead again.
Yeah, I would say the market is trash.
Trash for you or just trash in general? Like there's not a lot of people on the market?
It's a million people on the market, but not the people that, completely in line with you. It's hard to meet people
Yeah.
in this day and age. Like, all three of y'all met who you're with in college.
A long time ago.
Right.
So,
I
you're
know.
already in a space where you probably value some of the same things. You have some of the same interests.
Yeah.
Clearly
Around a lot of same people.
academically, you're on the same level.
Yeah.
So, you get out into the real world, you don't know who you're getting. You really don't know who you're getting. So
That's crazy.
That's kind of scary.
So many different variables in the real world, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a million talking phases. It's so many.
Wait,
things.
okay.
A
hold on.
million.
It's
Can we
so
do
many
this?
talking
Just
phases.
afford me this pleasure, my brother. Pause. before we move any further, before we have any questions, we have to level set because we're talking to two single individuals. As he said before, we're all, black, monogamous, heterosexual men, right? Who have women we met in college.
Mm-hmm.
You said there's a million talking phases. We've long had this point of contention where like we understand why it's fucked up because people can't even get on level ground as to what we're doing.
Facts.
So talking versus dating. Enlighten me. You said there's a million talking phases. What is talking? What does dating mean to you? What is talking?
So this is just for me personally. Talking is we go on a couple of dates here and there.
Mm-hmm.
We converse here and there. We stay in contact with each other. We flirt, whatever. If we're dating, in my opinion, dating is closer to a relationship. Dating is a consistent thing. By the time I get to say the point where I'm dating you, I'm not thinking about anybody else. I'm really not entertaining anybody else. But people have a different opinion. People will say dating is I'm actively dating, so I may be on a date with
like
you.
going out on dates.
Yeah.
But you think dating has a level of exclusivity.
I think all the words are stupid. I'm being honest.
It helps to know what the fuck you're doing because we can't even agree.
It helps to know, but I think you should stay away from the words and talk about more of the actions and what it looks like. When you get caught up in the words, everybody is very different, bro. Yeah. Everybody is different. They have a different perspective.
Hence the question.
Speaking of different, Ashley, what's your take?
Yeah.
Talking, dating, definition.
Okay, so
what's your definition?
I have a 2-part answer to that.
Cool.
So first I would say, to me, talking is like this ambiguous stage of us speaking with each other, FaceTime calls, texting or
Courting,
whatever.
getting to know
But
each
it's
other.
very not serious, right? It's very not serious. And then dating for me is just the process of going out on dates.
Okay.
Right? So
Hence the
for
term
me,
dating.
if I was being honest, I could date different people, and as soon as we start going out on dates, we're dating. That's somebody I dated.
Yeah.
And then I think it's more about communication because then once the exclusivity comes when we make a decision
To be in a relationship.
Once we've already been dating and we decide we only are
wanna date
interested
each
in
other.
each other.
Okay, I
but we
got you.
would have had to be dating first for that to happen.
What do you call that?
What?
We're going to be
The
together.
exclusivity
The
part
exclusivity.
of dating.
I would
Yes.
I would say we're in a relationship.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're a
like-
couple.
And then that's somebody who now I would, if it didn't work out in the future, refer to as my ex or something like that. Somebody I talked to or I went on some
clear.
dates with, that's not an ex.
That's not an ex.
But here's what I will say though. This is important to be said. In this time right now, I meet so many people, men and women, who really don't like any labels. And they kind of just want to go with the flow and they don't like obligations. They like freedom,
That sounds like Burger King. Have it
But
your way.
I was just about to say, literally, the culture is just have your cake and eat it too, and don't judge me for it.
Yep.
Because I'm just being
Right,
me.
exactly.
I'm just being me.
Can I piggyback on that?
Do it.
Being in DC, way more common on the East Coast.
Yeah. I mean,
way more common than
the scene
in
is
South.
just so different
It's
out there.
completely different. The way people operate in relationships and view relationships. I know I have a lot of friends now that are in I don't know what the name of them.
Situationships.
Open relationships. We'll just say that.
Yeah.
Poly.
Situation.
I have a friend that's in a poly relationship.
Yeah, as do I.
People in open relationships, but I noticed it's something not common to the South.
to
Texas at all.
Yeah, not at
like it's a
all.
very different way of moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. I have a few. The reason I say few because few is more than two friends that practice that lifestyle that are poly. And one I know is they're actively like, yeah, we don't fit in. It's uncomfortable. But one has kind of made it like he's finessed the situation. And homeboy's like the king of polyland. Yeah. So I think it's one of the two.
You can. That's the one thing you can finesse.
Yeah. You can make it work.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, especially if you got a mouthpiece and the women that
you definitely
that
have to
convince.
get the right people though
Yeah.
involved because
They have
some
shows on
people
it.
will pretend like they're with that
Yep.
and they know
And not really about that life
They know
at
they're
all.
gonna get upset.
Yeah.
They already know
Something happens and they're like, wait, I'm actually not cool with you
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah, see, that's
Moving
not
in
to
that.
play with. That's
They're
not
like,
to play with.
we go together.
What are you doing?
Right.
Communication.
So let's move on to expectations now. So it's going to get intense, by the way. All right. So the first question is, what is the expectation from single men on a date nowadays? And what's the expectation from single women on a date?
Expectation. What do you? Okay. Well,
All right,
that's
so
the question.
Cam, you go ahead and go
Define
first. Like,
expectation.
what is the expectation for you or from you?
From me?
Yeah, from you on a date. Like,
What do you expect?
What do you expect for the person that you're dating to bring to the table, and then what's the expectation that you know that you're going to actually go ahead and do and perform? Like, I'm gonna make sure that I open the door. I'm gonna make sure that I pay for the bill, or at least make the offer to.
Got you. If you initiated the date, in my opinion, you should probably pay for the meal, especially if it's a meal you need to pay for it. You shouldn't invite anybody on a date and then be like, you picking up your own tab. I don't think that's right.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, but I'm also a person that, for the most part, I'm a very 50-50 equal type of person. I want the person to be independent as I am independent, and we just come together. But if we're talking about going on a date and you say, I want to take you on a date, then take that person on a date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, like, I'm gonna be a gentleman always. I expect for the other person to be just into it.
Yeah.
I know that
putting
this
your best foot forward.
Yeah. I know that this may go off a little, of course, but still kind of like in the same arena as far as the question. But does this carry on into friendships as well, like that aren't necessarily intimate? Because and I'll just throw this out here. All right, so I invited a friend out to to partake in some activities with us, and then part of that was like going out to a lounge. And then, ordering food and whatnot. And then when
Friend was female, male.
JT be giving the exact examples.
I had friends.
It's mad people like, he's talking about me. He's talking about me.
I like context, right? So, both guys and girls, right? And we invite them out. And then when the bill comes, and they were splurging, eating the wings and the drinks and getting the hookah bowls and stuff, whatever. The expectation was for JT to pay for it.
Nah, bro. I'll be honest with you. Like, if I invite you out, we go to address. We get some wings on Wednesday or something like that.
Yeah.
A hookah or two.
I'm not paying for you. Like, you're a grown ass.
Right, so it's different when it
I
comes
thought you
to
were going to say
friendships.
something different.
No, I'm not paying. I'm not paying for you. You're a grown ass man. You're my friend. Like, this.
The most you're
in my
gonna
mind,
get
completely different.
is if I go out with the homies and it's enough of us. Let's say it's 4 of us. Well, then we gonna get 2 hookahs. I'll split the hookah with my homie, but I'm not.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Yeah.
But I mean, like, that's the most of my money you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Just
What
for
about you,
that.
Courtney? What's your take on that?
I think it depends on the setting. Like if I'm out with my girl, and so this is another like interesting thing that came up like a while ago. If you're out with your girl, and then your girl brings her friend, and I usually will pick up the tab from me and my girl because it's whatever. You know what I mean? Unless sometimes she'll do it, but. I mean, I don't mind scenarios where I just take care of that situation. But if it's me and like you said, if it's friends, like a group of friends, and so somebody else suggests, hey, let's get a round of shots. I'm not suggesting that. You know what I mean? Like if I'm not the one that's suggesting like anything, like bro, don't suggest nothing you can't pay for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because when the ticket comes out, the shots are on that person's ticket. You know what I'm
All
saying?
grown people
happens.
paying for themselves.
That has happened. Remember
Okay,
Solano?
so when it comes to friendships, the expectation is everybody take care of their own. Like,
I don't see
if you get invited or not, right?
I don't see a world where I can go anywhere and expect that I'm not gonna pay. Like I don't even know how a person can think like, all right, I'm about to go out and
Unless you
Somebody
mom.
gonna pay for
I'm
it.
the same way, Courtney. It
it just doesn't make sense to me.
I just
Has that happened to you?
It seems like it has.
But
Yes,
if you're Drake and you take everybody out, I can see the crew thinking
the people
maybe
do
you're
think I'm
gonna
Drake.
get that.
Like in that atmosphere.
See,
No. Wait.
Drake, actually.
Not like literally like I'm that nigga, but like every time. Okay. When we go out, when we get into these activities and whatnot, it's always the eyeballs either go to myself or Courtney. If Courtney's there, then everybody's like looking at Courtney to
Mr. Money
like,
Man.
okay, Mr. Put your money up,
Baby
right?
face is
But
sad.
then if Courtney ventures off, or if Courtney is like with Kendra and Kendra's like, and then they walk off, then it's literally.
Hey, good timing, bro. Good timing.
That was perfect. Kendra gonna get your ass. Isaiah Rashad. Kendra goes. Shout out to
Kendra.
Dudes. Kendra
Friend
gonna
of
get you,
the
bro,
show,
'cause
friend of the show.
Yeah.
She gonna sue us for using it.
No, but yeah, like it's crazy. But okay, we can leave that alone for now. All right, Ashley, what is the expectation from you on a date nowadays?
This is how I behave when I go on a date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That and what do you expect of your date?
What do I?
Yeah, what do you expect of your
date?
date, and then what is the expectation of you?
Yeah,
to,
my expectation
to
for
provide
them.
on the
Oh,
date.
to do okay, yeah. So that's twofold. So I would say, I might be a little bit old school. We've talked about this before.
That's right.
D
Absolutely.
and I,
Give the
you've
people,
heard some of this.
because we have a lot of young
Yeah.
listeners. Give
Yeah.
perspective
What is old
on
school?
old school, right?
More traditional.
Okay.
So I pretty much don't go on a date where I don't expect for the guy, because I'm straight guy, to pay for the date. So that's an expectation. I would say beyond that, I'm hoping for reciprocity on the date. So that means,
In what regard?
Conversation and action. So
Okay.
everything that, I do for you, I expect for you to kind of reciprocate in some kind of way. Do something similar back for me.
Yeah.
If I bring up a topic I'm talking about, I expect for you to elaborate also and contribute, If I'm okay with going to get the drinks, then hopefully you'll be okay with, I don't know, going to get the silverware or,
Something,
depends
yeah.
on where we are,
Yeah.
is it a lunch date or whatever, so
If it's too one-sided, it's a turn off.
yes.
Okay.
Yes. I don't want to feel and this maybe goes again to being, I don't know, I feel like that's kind of modern a little bit, but it might also be traditional. I don't want to ever feel like I'm leading.
I was just about to ask you that. Have you ever took somebody on a date, like a man on a date?
And pay for him?
Not in the beginning, not a first date. Yeah.
Okay.
So you've never shot your shot?
And then maybe.
No, it's a bad feeling.
No, but
For me, some women like that, but, first of all, and I don't know if this is veering off from the subject, but if I have to go pursue a guy, and then if I bring up the date and then I also pay for the date, I just don't know what you're there for,
Yeah.
because it feels like I'm doing everything. I'm not sure that you like me. I'm not sure that you're attracted to me.
But is that because society has taught you
I was
that
just about
for
to
a
say
man
that.
to be for a man to be interested in you, he has to do all these things?
Well, no, I think some of it might be there, but I would also say there's natural, even in a friendship. If I have a friendship and I'm reaching out to you, hey, do you want to go meet up for lunch? Hey, do you want to go work out together? Look at this yoga class.
Yeah.
Oh, how about this? And I'm initiating. And then when we're there, I'm filling up the room with the conversation,
And you're just sitting
and you're just present.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't enjoy you, and I just
Straight up.
don't want to be.
But that's pretty. That's
around
universal
you,
though. Like if you're on a date and no one's, you're not getting that reciprocity, as you said.
Yeah.
It's not enjoyable. But my question is more so towards the outreach.
Yeah.
It's expected for a man to pursue,
Yeah.
to do the reaching out, to do the setting up of a date. So
Is it expected though?
Well,
sounds like
I
it's
think
expected.
when I'm dating
the
somebody, I'm
traditional stuff.
okay with coming up with what we do.
But he needs to initiate the interaction.
There's just certain areas where I just hope that he will
Yeah.
know
Okay.
to lead.
I feel that.
But
if he
I
does
don't.
not,
Yeah.
will you?
Keep tabs.
Or like, will you help him? Like, not help him? Would you kind of lead in those ways with hopes that because listen, maybe he doesn't even know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, would you?
Yeah.
This ties to
There's
the point that I
there's limits
always.
to that though. There's
Yeah,
limits.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's certain things you need to just know, and then I think other things that can be, that thing that we women do when we are kind of suggesting stuff and we are leading,
Yes.
but it kind of feels like you're leading.
Let's speak to
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I'm
we can't
fine with
rewind.
that,
Well, that's actually the perfect segue to a question I know Tiz was going to ask about. We've talked about expectations. Are there any certain? When I know the answer is yes, obviously you just listed some of them shits, but like requirements for a guy for you to even consider
dating them.
dating them. What's your list? What are those requirements?
That's kind of deep too. It's like, especially in this
you don't
age.
have an answer?
I'll let her answer. I'm sorry.
you don't have an answer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I
Yeah.
know. This is the homie. This is she. Listen, I already know.
I'm gonna say
I already know
it's not gonna be
women
popular.
have a list, but they don't want to say. They don't act like I got too much. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm with
But
it.
men should have a list too.
no, for
I
facts.
want you to know. So
You got the right one. Okay.
let's hear it.
Yeah. For me, honestly, I just feel like they're basic things. Like, I think that it's a mix of standards that I have and then also red flags I've seen in the past. Not
both
because I'm
sides.
bringing them
Okay.
into the new relationship, because I've learned. And so I've grown from them, right? So I think I'm looking for somebody that is employed, professionally though.
Facts.
No, I got you.
So I don't want to hear any kind of
You can't be an entrepreneur.
titles. No, I don't date entrepreneurs. I don't do entrepreneurs.
You don't date entrepreneurs?
I don't. No, but it's just a burn. It's just a burn
you
for me.
please
Not
elaborate
because
on
they
that?
don't have value. They definitely do.
Yeah.
And there's some high functioning, amazing men that are entrepreneurs. But I can't do entrepreneurs because I've just been burned. So
You've been burned by
she-
someone that's an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
She knows what she just not fucking with it. Cause she,
So without giving, clearly like his identity away
Yeah,
and whatnot,
yeah.
like what were some of the characteristics or some of
Maybe
the
more than
tendencies
once.
that he had that, rubbed you the wrong
Yeah.
way that you would stay to make
and
you
I'll
stay
give
away
you,
from?
I'll give you that, right?
Yeah.
But what to give you more clarity, what I'm talking about is I love a man that is transparent. I want to know
okay.
that everything that's going on with you is real and authentic and is you. And something like entrepreneurship is so gray.
Yeah.
So gray.
Well, it's a lot of ebbs and flows.
Obscurity.
Too.
Yeah, and it's not
and
that
the
other
unknown.
Man don't
people.
wanna
It's
tell
not
you
that
when
other
business
people
ain't great.
don't have gray too. They
Yeah.
do
True.
too, because you can say, "Oh, I'm a whatever engineer," and then you can be really bad with money, in debt, and you know what I mean. So that doesn't just say whatever. But I just like transparency, and I've noticed with the entrepreneurs I've dated in the past, there is a lot of vague gray spaces and.
You talking about like money? Like they
wants the consistent check.
Money and
It's-
activity, I feel like
It
that
has,
she's
it's
trying to
your
get
whole
to.
life,
Yeah.
because
Well, yeah, that's
it's
true.
okay.
It's yeah. It's true. It's
A lot
everything.
of people, it depends on the business, but a lot of people are still getting their feet wet, trying to figure out how to do their taxes.
Yeah.
Should they get money in cash? Should they get it this way, that way? Do they keep their books? And then their accountability, where they're at, what they're doing.
And you can't really ask because that's
in a
literally
different
not your
city
business.
here and there.
Yeah.
And then, there's some concern for character sometimes even because there are some people who start projects
and never finish them out.
and they don't ever follow
my
through on
gosh.
anything.
Where's the ding?
So-
You
Wait, hold
gotta
on.
hit that
So,
point,
I'm just
man.
saying
that
that
used to be me.
it's a little bit of a Pandora's box.
got you.
But some people are an entrepreneur who is transparent and they own their business, and you can go to their website and
So that's that's low
it
key
can pan
basic
out.
how you should handle business.
but I don't do them.
Yeah, no,
don't
I mean
prefer
everyone has their
him.
own preference.
Yeah.
But I guess for me, I always think about like if you talk about great people,
Yeah.
like just who the people in this world we think are great. Like they are people who, and we're at the age where we make mistakes.
Yeah.
Like this is the age where, like, God forbid somebody you have a midlife crisis at 48 and be like, I want to be an entrepreneur. That's your husband. Like, but what if you met? What if you met a? But I'm saying, like, I'm saying, what if, no, but for real, what if you met somebody who kind of like they have everything from outside of just like occupation wise? They've got like the character. They've got I want to take you out. I want to do this X, Y, and Z. But ambition wise, they have this big vision, and maybe it's not come to fruition just yet because
Yeah.
they're still in the phases of working on this and that.
Yeah.
I can see where you like, yeah. I mean, it's just not for me. Like
Yeah.
maybe you want somebody who's a little bit more secure in
Yeah.
whatever they're doing.
I feel Ashley on that.
Absolutely.
I don't. I the only reason why, because I would say somebody who's entrepreneurial and is willing to step out. To me, that's I'm attracted to very independent, strong women.
Yeah.
So somebody who's willing to bet on themselves. There's probably like 1% of people that y'all know and that we know that are willing to quit their job or willing to really just bet on themselves. Because,
But you like that because you're a stable person.
no, I mean, but but I also am willing to bet on myself.
You're not an entrepreneur though.
But
I am an entrepreneur. I have
It's
I
like
am.
6 doors.
You're an investor.
That's an entrepreneur. I have a business.
That's a
Y'all
business.
wanna,
I have a
so
business.
y'all consider that an entrepreneur.
Well,
Okay.
that's not what I'm talking
But
about.
let me
at all.
chime in on this. Let me chime in on this because I've experienced this.
Yeah.
Like I've
She's
dated
not talking
someone
about-
that was pursuing acting, singing, all that kind of stuff, and
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
you try to be supportive,
Right.
Because you see the vision, you see the talent, but when
No, I feel it.
Wait, hold on. Finish your point, Cam.
I'm trying not to put personal.
Yeah. Don't blast nobody.
You know, financial issues arise, and you're dating, right? Do you help that person or not? Are you responsible for them or not? Like, you see them struggling,
and that's why I say it's for certain people. It's not. I'm
not
not.
for some.
When you're dating somebody, I'm not finna be your father. You feel me? Like, I'm not finna like, I don't have any money for my bills. Like, I'm not talking about the person who's like going month to month, don't even know if they gonna have their bills.
That's the norm.
That's what happens.
That's not necessarily normal for entrepreneurship.
It is.
No,
Actually.
that is the norm.
Yeah, it does happen often.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not. Listen, guys.
It does happen.
It happens. I mean, you talk about like an actor, yes.
it has some
But
shit
if you talk about when you say entrepreneur, like a business owner, like a tech business owner, or
I
a
think
real,
what you're doing is you're focusing on like the ambition and the inner character of somebody who's has entrepreneurial.
no, I'm talking about people who I know who are entrepreneurs that are.
Are all of them successful? None of them have like.
But what we're talking about is
shit the
the
bed?
exception. That's not the
Cool.
rule.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the reason why my red flag went up because you was like when you say entrepreneur and you were like and that was the stigma behind it. I was like, wait, hold up. Like,
Listen,
She did say at the beginning that she was burned by.
No, I know.
She was scarred by the one that by
I
her
appreciate
recent.
because what he's doing though, he's like, okay, she's burned and scarred by that. Well, they have cream that can heal scar tissue.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
Let's like,
I didn't say it.
Let me offer this other perspective because
Yeah.
he himself is an entrepreneur, as am I. So, and I know her. I know. But like, she's referring to when the shit goes awry and the shit ain't being handled the same. Because I'm not inherently a great business guy, but I'm doing the work to make it happen.
But you're not that kind of. When you guys are saying entrepreneur,
Yeah, like,
what
guys,
are you
let's
talking
get
about?
her.
That is not an entrepreneur.
we might be on a different level. I'm sorry.
No, just listen.
Y'all are
Just
when I say
listen.
entrepreneur, I
Can I say
business
something?
owner.
Let her finish.
Just because you own a business,
Okay.
that is not when you put your title as entrepreneur necessarily.
Okay.
I started an LLC last year for counseling practice.
Yeah.
I'm still full-time employed right
okay.
now.
Yeah.
My rent is paid.
Yeah.
I don't worry about it the next month. I'm going to stay full salary until that's on his feet.
No, facts.
These are people.
Big facts.
that
Smart entrepreneur.
these are people that literally start a business up, right? Maybe whatever kind of business or career.
Yeah.
And there is no kind of security. There's no money saved up. There's no business loan.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay.
No plan.
All right. They literally out
Hold
there.
on. Let her finish.
That's the entrepreneur
you're talking
that
about.
I don't
Okay.
do. When if I'm on a dating app and it says entrepreneur, we done.
I guess the disconnect for me. The disconnect for me is that the disconnect for me.
You self-identify as an entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur, in my opinion, yeah. I mean, I don't know anybody personally. Obviously, it's people who go out there and say like, "I bet I'm about to just do it with no plan and no like." That's to me, that's
They
stupid.
got a plan up here.
No, I'm talking about with no like
Those
like
are the
backing.
entrepreneurial
Yeah,
dudes.
so it's all
But
You're
JT.
an entrepreneur and a full.
I'm not talking about me.
full-time
I'm not talking about me,
employee.
though.
But I'm making it about you. You are. You said that you're an entrepreneur, but
I'm
you're
saying
also
that-
a full-time employee.
Yes.
When she's talking about entrepreneurs, she's talking about the people that only like that's their sole income, that's their sole job, that's their
No,
sole.
I think she's talking about people who don't even have the income.
She's talking about people who don't have a plan, like with people who are
Both
say,
of those.
I'm a business
yeah,
owner.
so don't have like who don't know where
business.
August's rent or September's rent's coming from.
Let me say, even if, let's say I say, oh, I really want to do therapy. I want to do private practice, and okay, I have the license and I have an NPI
have all the things
and all
you
that, I'm going to go start an LLC. Last year when I started it, I could have said, I'm quitting this job.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go ahead and get on insurance panels, right?
But no clients, no.
But I don't have any clients,
Yeah.
and I don't have a way of getting them.
Yeah.
And then even if I do, then the income, at least for the first 6 months, probably it's going to be like this.
Yeah.
So
That's not somebody that should even date anybody else.
I disagree.
And I
They should really be with themselves.
I think your perspective is coming from your lens. You're a smart
Yeah.
person, and you have surrounded yourself with smart people.
that part.
You're seeing,
100%.
You're seeing people
100%.
that know how to plan and know how to put it together.
Yeah.
Which y'all
Yeah.
are not getting. We're talking about dating market. We're talking about
Talking
dating
about
market.
different people.
Yeah. No, this is great.
People
This is
are
great.
dumb.
Perspective is so different. Yeah.
People
Yes.
are dumb.
No doubt.
Low functioning.
I'm gonna say it again. People are dumb. They don't.
Shit.
I don't want to sound elitist. I promise. I
You do a little
apologize.
bit.
For,
It's
I
all
don't
good.
care. I don't care.
It's all good.
People are dumb.
Partners podcast.
People don't put in the effort and put in the work and think about all of the scenarios and all the ground they need to cover. They just jump out there and do it. So you're talking about the exception to the rule. I promise you.
Okay.
No, facts.
That like we can debate would you date an entrepreneur or not. At the end of the day, both of us are talking about experience.
No, yeah, I'm not in y'all's world, so you're right, 100%, 100%.
Yeah, nobody's saying I don't want to date Steve Jobs.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Okay, can I be
Steve
honest?
Jobs,
And this is
you
one. I
know,
just want to
but
acknowledge one thing.
And we need to move on, by the
yeah,
way, to the
okay.
next question.
I want to acknowledge one thing. I think it's first of all, it's really good to set boundaries, acknowledge those, live those experiences, and be like, nah. The entrepreneurs I'm talking about are these people. They don't have the plans. They don't have the yada 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 yada. You have a baseline requirement to have financial stability as a adult, male, female, whatever. Right. What I'm talking about though, what kind of sucks in hearing this is that I may be, because I do now, we'll get into it later. I do consider myself an entrepreneur, but yes, I have the plan and whatever, but yo, that is not inherently, like, that's not something I'm just naturally good at. I'll be honest with you. I had to work at like refining those time management skills, all those things. So to hear you like, nah, that nigga who ain't got it figured out all the way, I ain't got time to rock with that nigga. He got to, no, come to me when you got your plan and you got your capital funding and you got your taxes and you got your like, I'm figuring that shit out right now. And it's great. It's in order. I'm making money. But the point is, like, if that were the case, if a barrier to entry were me not being 100% in this stage, then that sucks. But I will say, to acknowledge, maybe just y'all aren't the people for those individuals.
Absolutely.
That's what I was trying to say.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
it's someone else.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ashley
But
started her point by saying, like, I'm scarred by
Yeah,
entrepreneurs.
it's not
and
for me. I
it's
don't
not
want
for
no
me.
parts of it.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't down somebody necessarily that wants it.
That's important,
I just
too.
know
Yeah.
It's not for you.
2,000% that that's not for me.
And I want to
You
touch
know,
on that
I
point.
want
Yeah.
someone who is responsible just all the time.
Yeah.
You know,
Or
and
at
when
least
you,
tries
even
to
when
be.
you take
Tries
risks,
to be.
you're responsible.
Yeah.
Because it's not gonna fall on
So
me.
you have a low risk. Your risk tolerance is different than like another person.
I take
and
a
I
lot
get
of
it.
risks. I take a lot of risks, but I'm
They're
always
calculated.
responsible.
Calculated risks.
Very calculated. Yeah.
Tag me in for this too,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
like when you talk about your experience with entrepreneurs, right? I think about like one thing that I would if I was single right now, I would always stay clear of salesmen and saleswomen. You know what I mean?
Damn,
like
why?
just and not salesmen like I'm interested in men. I'm not, but there's nothing wrong with that. But like when it comes to just the sales
Little disclaimer.
tactic, like just this little disclaimer, like that's what I kind of veer away from. Is
Why salespeople?
Because it never feels
trust them?
genuine, and yeah, you can't trust them.
Actors, nigga.
And then almost
You
right,
mean
exactly.
people who like their job title is some
to
kind of sales.
convince-
Right,
to sell you
exactly.
and
It's to
convince you.
sell you. Like Courtney is the closest thing, but Courtney's like my best friend. But I know that this nigga is a con artist as well and can sell candy to anybody.
Courtney can sell the shit out of stuff.
Right.
Nah,
You gotta watch it.
But I'm also like what's the word? Like when you always look at the good part of stuff. Optimist.
Yeah.
Because like a sales,
Clearly
like
you are.
I mean,
see that.
and you go back to like when you say entrepreneur, the first thing that shot to my head was like Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg. Like this man had nothing at some point, literally nothing, right?
Which you have to realize
Which I'm
that's
not
a little
saying
bit
everyone's going to be
ridiculous.
that, but like I said, the optimism in me, or like you talk about a salesperson, somebody who's able to like convince you to buy something that they don't care about. Like that is the quality of that kind of person is like crazy, bro. You're not gonna find that in like.
Hey, to tie it back into dating though, that optimism will get you hurt.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
It'll ruin your life.
damn it.
It'll ruin your life.
You know what? But you know one thing I'm picking up though. I think I'm picking up though from y'all too that y'all are once from what it seems like once something pops off for y'all, that's it.
It's over.
Like we good. You know what I mean? Like
I didn't take that from them.
I did. It seems like it's a small barrier.
But you're
Like,
such an extreme as you're such like a left or right.
No,
type
it's
of
not.
person.
You know-
I feel like that you are though.
I feel like that's how she's acting,
Can I
right?
say something?
Yes, please do.
Okay, so this is funny because I have a lot of friends that are like this, optimists. It can only be positive. If it's not positive, then
It's a
you're the
problem.
worst.
Yeah.
You're the worst. You know, I have a lot of
Extremist,
friends
right?
like that.
That's Courtney.
You know, but this is what I'll say because I'm a social worker. I live in the real world.
yeah.
You know, I deal with people that are homeless every day, people that are in different phases of their life, you know. So what I will say is that it's not, first of all, when you really experience something, then that will change you.
No, 100%.
You know, and it doesn't mean that now your threshold is now low. Now you're weak. Now you don't have optimism. You don't believe in things. It's not that. Now you're real. Now you realize the way that things, now you know what that looks like, you know, when it's coming at you. So I think, me saying, I led by saying I'm burnt by that. So I'm not going to do it again, you know, cause it's a real burn. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't start a business like I did last year if I didn't believe in entrepreneurship at all. And I don't believe in this unsecured type of entrepreneurship, you know?
Yes.
And again, I tell people this because I work in the medical center, right? These people are high functioning, and they're so high functioning that they don't really even realize how high functioning they are. I'm willing to believe you're probably one of these people, you know, and you're probably very high functioning. And so when you're looking at other people, you're thinking that maybe you relate to them, but you really don't. You really don't, because these people are different than you. And if they were put to the test, they wouldn't do half the things that you do. That's why you're successful. That's why there's some people that are successful and are not. Even your Mark Zuckerberg, you know, these are people that were relentless. Even when they didn't have the talent, they went and delegated it. You know what I mean?
Is he even married or fucking anybody?
He has a wife.
He's probably fucking
Yeah,
somebody.
He has a whole life.
Well, you know, no, we don't have to dive into that,
But
but
that's just my point. That's all I'm saying.
I
is
love
that,
the point.
that's
by the
I'm
way.
just saying that, you know, it's not about now, if somebody, like our threshold is low or anything like that. It's from experience, you know?
Yeah.
I hate to keep like singling the three of y'all out, but like I know y'all personally.
Yeah.
I know y'all's vague dating history.
Yeah.
Y'all been with the same women for a long time now.
Yeah.
Like, of course you're gonna have a rosy picture of life.
I'm-
You know what I'm
I'll be
saying?
honest
Like,
with you.
if you were out,
Rosy.
if you were out in these streets,
though.
if you were out in these streets,
That's what we want to hear about, though.
There are some
That's why y'all
not
are here,
great people
because we have
out
not been
there.
out here in these streets, and I'm hearing a lot of what you guys are echoing right
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
from
Yes.
people who are out here in these streets.
And that's
The
why I said
streets
it's,
are tough.
it's
But it
the best
sucks.
of
It's
things
so
and it's the
disheartening.
worst of things.
Well, yeah, you did
it's
say that.
both. It's both.
I'll be a little
Best of times,
transparent.
it was the West of times.
I'll be a little transparent. So like
shit.
when we were in college, right? Like it wasn't my goal to leave college like with a wife or with like, you know, my
Not at
potential. No.
I don't think anybody
but I was also like I'm such a strategic individual where like I think 5-10 years in advance, right? I knew that the market was going to be very volatile after college, right?
He saw the shit coming, y'all.
When I got, I didn't know like about like the hurricanes or like pandemic or you know the bombings, all this shit, right?
He knew Trump was gonna win.
But I just knew I'm like, man, like it gets crazy out there. And
Question: how'd you know it was? How'd you know?
because being single in college
'Cause I'm-
for the short amount of time that I was single, right? Like it was wild. Even when I was in a relationship
Wild
prior
West
to
for you.
Sam,
Well, yeah,
when I was in a relationship prior to Sam, like that shit was wild. There was people like trying to infiltrate and intrude into the relationship. You know
And
what I
what
mean?
year is
They were
this? Is
relentless.
like what early?
This was 2000 and so I crossed 2012.
Early 2000?
Yeah, so that was like 2010.
Right after he crossed.
2010.
No. Yeah.
It got crazy after
crossed.
that.
Crazy when I
Right
got
after
my
we
little
crossed.
Of course,
Right after we crossed. I was single for about 6-7 months, and during that time, like
and
I
your
was
letters are
enjoying myself.
fresh?
Right? Hold on.
Yeah,
So-
so your lettuce fresh.
It was exciting, right? But I just knew I know myself, right? I knew that I was going to be able to keep up and deal with that volatile type of environment. I was going to go crazy, and I knew that I was going to get into the military after a while. I didn't know how long I was going to be
So
in the
dating
military.
wasn't on your mind like that, right?
I wasn't trying to
Hop
like,
around.
You're right, and if it was going to happen, then I was going to learn how to operate in that capacity, and then try to look for like a spouse because I don't want to like.
But you guys have so much privilege. Because if I was a guy, I'd already be married. Because I get to choose. You know what I mean?
Well, you
and
don't get to
women don't
choose for
get to
women?
choose.
Why not?
No, because
What do you mean? Elaborate on that.
We get
Yeah,
to
let's
choose.
hear
We
what-
get to choose back. We don't get to choose.
Well, I mean, that's
if
fair.
I see him
Kevin Samuels
and I'm
said that.
like,
That's
we get
fair.
to choose
Yeah.
back.
So-
So if I see him and I'm like, that's the one for me.
but
If it's not there, it can't happen. It can't happen.
but that also goes back to you being a traditionalist.
I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
You
saying.
expect-
You can say that, but I've shot my shot plenty of times, and I've learned that you can. I don't know. You can say that, but like men act very different if you approach them. If they think that you like them,
Oh, you saying
then
the
they're
head
not
swell?
making no effort.
The head swell.
No.
So I have a
Okay, it's not a blanket statement because I know you don't like those. I can tell.
No. This is listen. Damn. So now she got an idea of me, and I'm not. It's not that. I'm not like a challenge. You know what I mean? My question for y'all. My question for y'all is where are y'all finding your like where are y'all looking for your?
Everywhere.
So I'm saying like if you, right now I'm like all right,
I ain't looking.
you in San Antonio or you're in?
I live here.
Oh, you live here in Houston. Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
DC. What's the scene like? Where is it? Is it app, social? Is it DMs? Is it club?
Listen, you're talking
bar?
to some real singles. I can already.
I'm just asking. Like what?
There's nowhere that I have not.
Would you say, Cam?
If you had to choose somewhere that's like
Yeah.
You're not looking for a relationship, Cam?
No, I'm not. But if I had to choose, honestly, I need it to be in real life.
Yeah.
Probably through someone I already know because that's a filter.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I can't get no referrals.
Listen, just everybody who's listening.
You can't get referrals.
Nah.
Just, you don't want to get
Ashley's
from
the
that nigga.
homie.
have you asked for
No,
him?
don't say that.
Have you asked for
That's
him?
bad. Absolutely.
I can hook you
Damn,
up,
D
Ashley.
ain't-
You've been
Nah,
asking the
listen.
wrong people.
First of all, I'm really
Listen,
ooh, this is good. Y'all getting a new D because it's a real restraint going on right now. I want to say
Darian,
so much shit.
last time you hooked me up.
Listen, I'm not. Listen, I will not.
Nigga was beating up the.
I'm not hooking anyone up because I love everyone, and so when two of my homies don't work or like, it's
Oh,
just,
that's on you.
it's just no. I won't do it anymore. I promise. And
You should not. And people in relationships have a
that's
bad
all I
habit of
say.
doing that.
That's all I say.
Talk to my friend. You should talk to
Nah, hell
But it
no.
doesn't have to be you.
Because you can be great people, but be terrible for one another.
So when
But
I said,
sometimes it can be someone else that you know. It doesn't have to be you hook me up with.
No,
him.
yeah, for sure.
That's our
I
friend.
mean, but here's the thing too, though. And this is kind of blurs the lines a little bit as we talking about like romantic relationships and friendships. I think like someone said, I think it was you, Cam. It's like dating someone who gives that kind of that, what do you call it? That cosign, so to speak. That's a level of filtration already. You already passed the test somewhere because you got through them, and that's my cipher. Cool, come on. I can at least entertain you on this level.
but to be clear, when I said that, I didn't mean a referral. I don't need my friends to tell
Well,
me.
no. I mean, like-
oh, you should talk to somebody. I'm saying that
like okay,
because I know my friend, and because you know my friend.
That's what
we
I mean.
end up in
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
same-
Okay,
so-
yeah. So
that's what
when
I mean.
when I say cosign, I say, that's what I mean. Cosigns don't have to be spoken. They don't have to be right. Like if I throw a kickback and you at my shit, you know somebody in this bitch. We can engage on a level beyond if I just saw you in the street.
We're on the same level,
right?
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. I think that already helps, but I think the thing that's kind of tricky is I'm a friend. It's the homie, right? If not even like, okay, let's say that whole the indirect cosign. This is now a homie of a homie. Y'all can be beautiful people, amazing, but fucking horrible for one another. Horrible. You as a person who's you're the jam, you the jelly, you the glue. It sucks to see that not really work.
But what
that's why
you're
you stay
the
out of it.
matchmaker though. So
No.
why would you even
Nah,
try to?
I've never
Don't be a matchmaker.
proclaimed
Stay
that
out of
shit.
it.
I've
Stay-
never tried to be that shit.
When,
out of
all
it.
right, so
I never
I'll put it
claimed
like
no
this.
shit.
I'll kind of provide a different perspective and a different position from it, right? So I'm the type of person. So I have a lot of single friends, both male and female, right? That have approached me and asked, "Hey, you have any friends? This is kind of like my type." They give me the whole checklist. And so I'm like, okay, I have a couple of friends or whatever. And then I wait for the particular moment for the marriage to happen. Marriage is
Damn.
not like actual marriage, but like
Figuratively.
the,
Okay,
right.
okay, I got you.
Like
I
the
got you, I got
encounter.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then I make sure that the atmosphere is appropriate and setting, and
See, you putting a lot into this.
yeah, like,
I don't wanna match
I
make
take it
people.
seriously because, like, when a friend comes to me, to me, that's a cry for help
LAU.
and assistance.
cry for help.
Look. I don't say cry for help as in like they're desperate and they're.
Jesus Christ. Not at all.
Don't take that the wrong way. It's more so like I acknowledge that you have an interest and I want to help fill
I got you.
somewhat of that
You wanna
void
throw a
and
good
help you
alley-oop.
get to that either checkpoint or cross the finish line, right?
My advice to you is stay out of it.
Yeah.
Why?
As a single, stay out of it.
Why?
Because you are already out of. Clearly, you're married, so like you have your situation figured out.
But I'm talking about people that come to me asking for help.
And I'm also saying you should probably stay out of it.
Yeah. I'm not like hitching it. Like I'm not doing the whole Will Smith hitch. Like, all right, after I introduce y'all, then I'm kind of like doing the dude like from Bachelor. All right, so how was the date? All right, now y'all gonna go on this second date.
Yeah, I know you to be the person that like you're gonna massage people getting together and then step back.
Yeah,
which is okay.
Right,
okay. But at the end of the day, I don't like being the link between two people because it's more than likely 95% of the time
it's nasty.
It's not gonna last. It's gonna get nasty, and then you're gonna be in the middle of it, and it may not have shit to do with you, but it makes it awkward for you. So I'm saying I would just stay back and just let people sink or swim.
Like this actually reminds me of somebody that we, a mutual friend of ours that's kind of like in that situation where we, I can't remember like the initial part of it if we brought those two together, but how situations are now, it does kind of get awkward. Like we can't invite her to certain things when we know he's going to be present, and then we can't invite him to certain things.
I see what you're saying.
And so then that's when things get kind of sticky.
Question.
So go ahead.
Can we move on?
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I say something real quick?
Please do. And I have a question.
If you know that your friend is trash, don't hook them up with somebody. That's why you can't invite both of them to things because they're gonna talk to each other. No, they're gonna talk to each other, and one person might be civil, and the other person is trash. And they're gonna trash this person so bad that they won't even be friends anymore.
That's crazy.
They won't even be friends anymore because they're so trash.
Yes.
And so now, it's awkward. We can't invite each other. Well, it's because that person is trash. So
what was your question?
Don't hook people up with that trash person.
I mean, listen, trash is subjective, but I will ask this really quickly.
It's also in the dumpster. Yeah, some trash you recycle. You're right.
No, really, a one man treasure, no man treasure. Anyway, so
still dirty.
Hell no! What the fuck? Listen, I do want to say. Trash, whatever. Cam, quick question.
Yeah.
Because we can end it here, but so Ashley, thank you for all those thoughts. I do want to hear your perspective though in terms of what are your requirements for someone with whom you would even bring into that world, even to meet the requirements, even initiate dating.
Yeah, ambition, career, not a job, not employed, career. You know what? You either know or you have an idea of what you're trying to do with the trajectory of your life.
How many years? Life?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
5 years.
It doesn't matter. You just need foresight. You need to be thinking.
You need direction.
You need to have a direction in your life, and you need to be. I agree with her. You need to be stable. For me, I've done the aspiring, movie star, singer, whatever.
Embracing the waters.
Yeah, you need to be single.
Question. Yeah. And this is to both of you because I think you laid it in a place that we understand we understand your position.
Mm-hmm.
Now you say somebody's stable. You've given the hypothetical of somebody who has a 9-to-5, who has that stability, perhaps some great benefits, maybe a 401k or two. 403B, but
I see what you're about to ask.
But if they're also pursuing these arts and these entrepreneurial endeavors and whatever, does stability mean you have to be working for someone, or can the stability come in? Like, there's ebbs and flows in business. If you're I know people who like a fucking like him, boss ass business people, but there's ebbs and flows in business. Okay. What is stability necessarily?
Okay, so coming now from DC. I have a unique perspective on this because in DC, not everyone is elite, but to move to that city, you have to have
some level of stature.
Yeah, you have to be career focused. So you have people working for the government, like myself, working nonprofit, and very high powered jobs close to the government. They may have a house, they may have a car, they may have a good job, they may go on all these lavish vacations. Yeah. So they seem stable, right? That's what we're talking about. That means shit if you're a bad person. And there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people in this age group, in this late 20s, early 30s, that have figured out their career path. They've set themselves up in life to have the things that we admire.
They're stable.
They're stable, quote unquote, but they're not emotionally ready, or they are crazy, or they are possessive.
We
So
didn't even
these-
talk about character.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
that's a
that's-
whole other. Okay,
That's what I'm saying. So,
okay.
Yeah.
so we're talking about stability.
Yeah.
Stability means way more than finances and career. Stability,
I
you
got
have to
you.
be stable as a
Okay.
person. To me, for me, you asked the question.
Yeah.
You need to be a whole person. I'm not trying to get with somebody that's still. We're all always working on ourselves, but like, if you have some major stuff you need to be working on, you need to work on that alone.
Or bring that up and communicate that.
No,
Nah, I was about to say, yeah.
no.
Oh, so you're not even entertaining.
No. I don't deserve. I don't deserve that. I don't have to deal with that. You need to.
And I love
be
that you
good
said
with
that.
Yeah, that's my boundary though. You need to be good with yourself. You need to be whole. You don't need to be seeking
No, I got you. It's not your job to
attention
raise
from
nobody.
me. Yeah. I don't need to validate you. You need to come to me whole,
It must be
But
crazy
that
to
would be
and I add to you.
to be caught off guard with, like, seeing 3/4 of the complete package of an individual.
It sucks.
But then they
Mad
surprise you.
ratios
But then they
percentages.
surprise you with, like, yeah, I'm very crazy. I'm very abrasive.
It sucks.
And
Oh,
I
you have
snap.
no idea.
But that's what you deal with. That's what you deal with, though.
Give us an idea.
Listen.
Well, I mean,
But you know what I will say about what he just said? This is probably, in a way, a different perspective for you guys, because you guys have been in these long committed relationships and they've accepted all these different layers of you. You've accepted all these different layers of them.
you went where I was going.
You know what I
Thank
mean?
you. Yes,
and
yes,
so
yes.
it's a much different perspective, and I remember thinking that when I was listening to one of the podcasts where the women were on, and I was thinking it's very clear that these women are all been in very long-term relationships, because when you've been out there, in the streets, your standards are high because of your experiences,
Yeah.
and it's like, no, you don't want somebody who, you have to be understanding about all of these different problems that they have, right?
Yeah.
So I think that probably will be new information for you guys, But
That's
I
a
think
tough one to
one thing that we
swallow.
didn't really get to, I didn't get to finish. It's I think the expectation is somebody who's professional, because I don't ask for any more than what I am.
Yeah. Reciprocity. you
So,
mentioned it earlier.
I went to college. I have my bachelor's, I have my master's, I went and got licensed and stuff, then you're still furthering your education,
Yeah.
Then you have your own place, whether you're renting or if you own something, I never ask for more than what I have.
Okay.
Let me provide.
I see what you're saying.
You want someone with integrity, somebody who has spirituality, somebody, this is what I want, somebody who prays, somebody who has a good idea of their morals based, their morality and ethics being based on, if you're Christian.
Yeah.
And that's what I want. Right.
Yeah.
And so I think that those are some things, wanting somebody to kind of play a leader role in the relationship,
that's
because
it.
I'm more traditional.
Okay. Which means if you want someone to lead you, that means you subscribe to the idea of some sense of subjection, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to provide a disclaimer for the three of us, Courtney, Dino, and JT. And I guess I could also be speaking just solely for myself. But when it comes to, like, the relationships, it's not like, y'all gotta think about and realize that it's been a journey too. Like, there were some things that I learned about Sam after,
Of
we had been
course.
at so many different phases. We've been together for like 8.5 years,
Still
right?
learning about my
And yeah, right. I think that's never going to stop. And so, but at the point, after like about 4 years, when we decided to kind of like take it to that next level, right? From like just being boyfriend and girlfriend to being fiancés and then getting into marriage, right? It's like, like the process never stops as far as you learning about an individual. And so when you were making your point earlier, Cam, about like, you gotta, like, I need to know like the ins and outs of you, each component, and I need to know the stability on all surfaces. Sometimes you won't necessarily have the luxury of understanding all of that. And then you got to also factor in that you're getting older. The days are going by, right? And now that we've been hit, head first with a pandemic, now that's made situations more complicated. And so now it's like, okay, how do I navigate in this now? Because it was already complicated as it was, just being able to walk around freely without mask and not having to social distance. Now with, all of these restrictions, how am I going to navigate through these waters? And on top of that, do my expectations and does my checklist kind of change and alter a little bit? Like, do I kind of shorten that list down now, given like the environment?
To respond to that question, you don't. There's a base level of what you'll accept as a person in a relationship. I don't care how old I get. I don't care if there's a pandemic or not. I'm not going to settle for someone that's less than what I feel like I deserve at a base level.
Question. It's a very basic question. I think it's the perfect place for it. Mm-hmm. Are you willing to grow with someone?
Absolutely. I think everybody's willing to grow with someone.
Do you want to grow with someone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're acknowledge that you have to grow as well.
Yeah, of course.
Can you
and that looks
define
different.
that?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Because you always grow with somebody.
Yeah.
Through marriage, through kids, through home ownership.
But that's the point that I was trying to get at, because you said at first, like, you kind of like need to know everything before you move forward. You like, you gotta know the job security. You gotta figure out like all the components of your life as far as how you behave, your character.
But that's everything you're mentioning right now and that we've kind of talked about is like surface level. If you think about it.
Okay, so what things are you willing to compromise in?
I'm not compromising on character.
So you're not compromising on character.
Shit.
But then to Courtney's point, then
not on character.
I'm talking about character. Like, I'm not compromising on like
That's
job and stuff aside.
foundation.
Okay.
I'm not compromising on someone that's controlling. That feels like they tell me who my friends are.
So we
and
moved
aren't.
into okay.
yeah.
I'm not compromising on someone that wants to monitor my social media. We haven't even had that conversation.
No, hold on. But you know what you've done? That's really, really good. I love. So we've hit on the things you need to have. What are those requirements? Give me just maybe like 4 or 5, not too many. What are some things, some obvious red flags, some hell no's?
Yeah. Great question, Dino.
So for me, like I'm gonna go back to talk to me any kind of way. Mm-hmm. As a communications person, I'm careful with my words.
As you should be.
And words weigh a lot. So you're not gonna talk to me any type of way. Like, you're gonna think before you fucking open your mouth. Because if you say something to me, I'll be honest. No, I'll be honest. Like, I've ended a relationship off of the wrong words.
Yeah.
You got me fucked up. Okay. So that trying to be physical with someone, not respecting someone's body and trying to fight, I'm not fighting you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not
Because I will
that.
beat your motherfucking ass.
Yeah. Controlling, jealousy.
Impulse control.
Go ahead and edit
controlling.
Someone that's controlling.
No, I'm gonna keep that in.
Controlling.
Okay.
Someone that's jealous and that lets that jealousy turn into trying to control you and who you're friends with. A lot of people do that.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they don't want you talking to exes. I've experienced this. You're not going to tell me because I believe myself to be a good person.
Yeah.
You're not going to tell me who I'm not going to be a friend with.
But what does that friendship look like? To an ex, I can understand to some degree.
Again, you are not going to tell me who I'm going to be friends with. If this person was in my life before you stepped in, they will be there when you exit.
So, I mean, if y'all having like popcorn parties and slumber parties and shit in your drawers, eating popcorn and playing belly. Like, you know
are you okay with this new person that you respect and you want to be with wanting you to have a boundary with maybe people that are your friends that are exes?
Absolutely. We can talk about boundaries.
Okay.
We can talk about boundaries,
list?
but you're not going to dictate to me
I see. So,
what I am.
You don't like someone that's controlling.
No.
He said that, okay.
No.
I got you.
So
that's
for me, those
are
my things.
Yeah.
Is that why we clash all the time? I know I'm a very controlling person.
Yeah, I don't do that shit. I don't do that shit at all.
What about when the person that you are involved with has the same or does the same things that you don't, the same things you mentioned, like keeping in contact with their ex? How does that make you feel?
Like flipping.
No, I'm just straight up.
I mean, no, you're asking me, and my perspective is I'm very confident in who I am and what I bring to the table. That shit don't bother me.
Okay, that's all I'm
good with all of my
to a
exes.
certain extent, though,
So
right?
you and the person that the person that you're dating, she is having dinner with her ex. She's working out with him. That's fine with you.
He was in the
on the
picture before
phone.
you were, so it should be fine.
It should be good to go.
Yeah, we're obviously gonna have conversations about what this friendship is. Like, I need to know.
No, I got you. I'm just joking with you. Yeah.
That part.
I need to understand and know
It's
more.
worth,
I just
it's
wanna-
worth, it's
yeah.
worth stating.
But it's not my place. It's not my place to tell you
Yeah.
what you are going to do and not going to do. Like,
Yeah.
I don't expect that. I don't expect that you're going to do that to me. And out of respect, I'm not going to do that to
Is
you.
it your place to tell
Yeah.
anyone something? Any significant other what to do? Ever.
in any respect.
That's a hard question to answer.
It is.
That's because
About,
once your emotions get tied,
you got to give a particular example
no.
with
So-
that.
so he
'cause
said-
that open-ended question.
It's not.
It
It's,
can
it's
vary,
really
depending
not
on
really. He said you cannot dictate what relationship I'm gonna have with someone else. Well, should you ever dictate what someone else is going to be doing with their themselves or their bodies or whatever, unless it's in regard to you?
if that person doesn't want to do that for you, without you, again, trying to dictate, why are you with that person?
So then that answers my question. The answer, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Ashley, your list. Red flags.
Can you repeat the question?
Red flags.
What are your red flags? Like, what are some? I
We
mean,
talked about some of your requirements. What's
Yeah.
the reverse of those?
Man.
like,
You're not tolerating this shit.
you already kind of like hinted
did hit
the
on it,
fact
yeah.
that
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
entrepreneurship. Like, that's a no.
We know that
No.
one. We got it. Okay, we got that one.
Red flags. Okay.
Like, I'll give you some examples.
Okay, here's something that I would like for you guys to receive
Okay.
that might not be you or anyone that you know. or anyone that you know.
She's looking at Courtney.
I'm just trying to offer you this, okay?
Let's hear it.
Some people get in a relationship, male or female, because they need help in life, you know, and they need somebody who's together to figure that out for them. And it may be hard to accept this, but they know they're strategic in picking whoever they want because they need help.
Oh,
They don't need a girlfriend. They need help.
Yeah, mama.
You know, they need somebody to move in with. They need somebody to help them with these bills. Okay.
I've lived that life.
So
taking advantage of the situation.
anything that
Literally lived that life.
anything that looks like that is a red flag to me.
Fuck
That's
that
just
shit.
number one.
I've lived that life.
You know, number two is probably somebody that has a different religion than me, because
Okay.
I've been open before, and I've said, okay, I'll date. You know, this guy, he was Sikh.
Okay.
You know,
Yes.
and then
was what?
Sikh.
What's that?
SIKH.
Yeah.
Sikh.
It's a.
They wear
like-
the head.
It's akin to, it's close to Buddhism, close to.
Yeah, they have like these principles that they go by, and like they'll wear their hair real long. They don't cut any hair, and
They
you know,
usually wear it
different
up
things.
wrapped
He's
in like a turban.
Indian
Thanks for the
guy.
educational lesson.
So, anyways, you know, and then I've dated guys that were Muslim, dated guys that were like, you know, Christian or atheists or whatever.
That's different.
Because I'm thinking, okay, I'm strong in my faith. Does it matter that he's a different? It does matter. It matters all the way. All the way. We live
You know,
completely
you know.
different. The basis of our decision making is completely
morality,
different.
yeah.
The way they want to raise kids, what's important to
That
them is
part.
completely different.
Oh, that part.
You know, and I'm like, yeah, no. Another red flag, anybody who has any abuse history. So there's like standards that are non-negotiables.
Yeah.
You know, I just recently had a situation with somebody who they revealed to me, and I'd known them for over 3 years,
Yeah.
that they had abuse in their last relationship.
And you didn't know that
this
at
is
all.
the thing. You can feel like you know somebody after 6 months, 9 months, 1 year. You haven't even met them yet.
Yeah.
That's
They're
facts.
still being
He said that
impressive.
earlier.
That's
They're
what I was
still
saying.
trying to, you know, do all this love bombing, which is kind of a term that's used in narcissism.
Wait,
you know,
what, enlighten us. Love bombing.
love bombing. So that's basically when you have this period, this phase,
Like honeymoon.
which a lot of people that are abusive do this, and narcissists do this, right? Where you're the best of everything, you're the most of everything, you know, they're crazy about you, you're good at everything.
Yeah.
It's just all this love bombing. You're like, oh my God.
They're just showering you with love.
I
They're just
used to
showering.
love this,
Getting
you know?
bombed with love.
And then
Meanwhile.
the phase is over.
Oh, shit.
And then you get the real. But the thing about love bombing is that it's cyclic. Every time there's a problem,
new
the
vocabulary
love
word.
bombing starts again.
Oh shit.
So you have to be
okay.
careful because that's not real. That's not real.
Okay.
You know, so
So
Yeah.
okay, every issue love bombing starts again. So this is for. So the love bombing is the
mic, dude.
that's a
the showering with affection and words of affirmation. It depends
got
on
you.
whatever
Okay,
your
that
love
makes sense.
language is. This is a person that's strategic and they've learned what makes
I
you
got
feel
you.
loved.
Okay.
And they will
so it's
bomb
like a
you
form
with
of manipulation.
that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They will
basically.
bomb you with that, you know, because they want to get back in your good graces.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Interesting.
But it's not
I
genuine.
never heard that before.
Yeah. Because it's a term that's associated with narcissism, that personality disorder.
I would
So.
I would say we haven't talked about it. I don't know if we have time to talk about it, but we haven't even talked about how social media plays a huge part in dating
Well, enlighten us
to the
because
demise of it. To be honest, like
Some people like the idea of being in a relationship.
yeah,
Well,
so
yeah.
all
The
three-
look of it.
Yeah.
and so I know, like I said, know all three of y'all. I know when y'all got in y'all's relationships and started talking to your women.
Yeah.
Social media was not.
It
what
wasn't
it
a
is
big.
now.
It was not even
Yeah.
a
At
little
all.
bit. Not
imagine,
even close.
Imagine being out here.
Yeah.
A decade ago.
I
And
can't.
imagine being out here and you have to worry
My
about
nigga, I'd be
someone who they follow, who follows them. Granted, we don't have that. We don't have that page that tells you, when you like the
we
picture
used
no
to.
more.
Yeah, they took that out.
But
Darian
that was,
poked
if
you.
you think about it, that was good times.
It was.
At least you could see,
Yeah.
you know, what was going on. Now it's DMs. Now it's close friends. Now it's vanish mode on Instagram.
The algorithm of
even know
social
what the fuck
media is
that
kind
means.
of like dictating like how you're going to navigate or build your relationship
Yeah.
in a sense, right?
But yeah, I know so many people that are in relationships. Shout out to y'all. But they're using social media to
To sell the relationship.
No,
To do some other shit.
To do some other shit too.
On the side type
on
of
the
stuff.
side, yeah.
Ah, that's dangerous.
Yeah. So like you feel like you're always
That's
looking over your
nefarious.
shoulder, and
Oh, it's a whole nother shit.
Listen, I've been in a relationship where my significant other told me you're following X, Y, and Z.
Oh, that's too much.
That's a problem
How did they know that? Like, you gotta.
because
You gotta go look at it.
And I
Yeah.
had time one day. I had time one day at work.
That's what it is.
Took a loose leaf piece of paper, went through their followers, and wrote down every
Oh,
single
no.
person I had a problem with.
Yeah.
That's the type of stuff that I'm talking about. Like,
That's next level, though.
and then you know who you're dating. You know what their type is.
Yeah. First of
What
all,
happens
to
when they're
even
following
be-
your type?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their type.
Yeah, I don't
a good
do
point.
social media. Really, I
wanna
actually
follow
only
you.
like TikTok.
Do you not? So you don't do social media because why?
TikTok is so entertaining. It's the best app out there.
It's also
Okay.
addicting.
That is
It's
that is for
completely
Generation
addicting.
Z.
Ashley was the first time I ever saw an app tell you should probably get the fuck off this app. Like you need to get off TikTok for a little bit.
And I said I'm addicted to that.
Shameless plug. The Potnas podcast is now on TikTok,
Hell
by the
yeah.
way.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. At Potnas podcast. All right.
TikTok is total entertainment.
It is.
entertainment. People are not posting long posts about when they got into it with their family member,
It's real short
all
and
this
sweet,
stuff. It's literally just entertainment.
It's bites out. Yeah.
I don't even have anything on my page.
You don't have to have
I
shit.
don't have to have
you can have a
anything.
username.
You have a page? You have a
Yeah,
Instagram?
I just follow other people. There's literally nothing.
No,
TikTok.
it's
You remember
TikTok,
creepers?
Yeah,
Well, that's how it
nothing.
is now, right?
Literally
Because
nothing.
Instagram was dope when
It
Instagram
was.
was dope when it first came out as
It
well.
was, it
Now,
was.
like it's so many
It's a
different
major
things.
marketing
Y'all
platform. It
remember,
got acquired
Vine?
by
Where the
Facebook.
horns live.
You remember Vine?
Vine, yes.
Vine used to be
Vine was the
popular.
OG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like
Funny
even
videos.
we talk about IG as if it, like I remember when it was novel, right? And it was like, oh, pictures and ooh. When it got acquired by Facebook, like bro, Facebook is the biggest digital marketing arm. That and probably Google Ads right now. It's ridiculous.
It's
So-
the most annoying
Yeah.
digital arm too.
Oh yeah, let's get to that.
But I will say
Goodness,
I
goodness.
don't do social media because so Facebook is great
really.
for fine
You just-
detective work.
Oh okay.
Oh, I was about to
That's
say.
the only thing it's
just
good
aged
for.
yourself like a bunch.
Other than that, I really
Facebook?
I realized on social media platforms, I really don't want to know what
Thank you.
my partner is doing all the
Really?
time,
Well,
whether
okay.
it's my partner
This is some real
or we're dating
2021
or
type shit right
we're
here.
talking or something, because
She's right though.
I'm literally gonna have these thoughts that I would never have.
Keeping tabs on people.
You know,
I can't even
now I'm
imagine that
oh,
shit,
look
man.
at that. So he posted that picture,
It's
but he
added
just
stress.
told me he was busy.
Man, he ain't responding
you
to
know,
my text.
and you're gonna the wheels are gonna be turning.
See, I'm so glad.
Or
oh my gosh, I can
or
imagine.
maybe let's say I'm with him, right? And then he posts a picture. Now he didn't ask for it, but her over there,
Yeah.
she commented on the picture, and she's like, "Man, you're looking good.
Looking
Reminds
good,
me
baby.
of back in the day."
When you
Open the door.
Dick.
What?
But see,
Now I gotta go to her page.
yeah.
You know,
Lord,
it
that's,
can
you're
go
right.
down a
You're
rabbit
right.
hole.
What were you gonna say, Courtney?
I was gonna
About
say it. I don't know. I don't know what I was gonna say about Facebook.
stress.
I was gonna say social media also that never stopped. Like even being in a relationship as a like it's a whole thing with like being in a relationship because like you said,
Better not be popping either.
yeah. I mean, I think, but it's also like you know somebody else or like okay, so your girl follows a couple and they do certain stuff on Instagram. Why don't we do this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or like
okay, yeah.
That's first world
No,
problems.
that's a
my
great
brother.
angle.
First world problems.
No,
my
no, no,
brother.
Yeah,
no.
maybe so.
That's
Yeah.
that's easier said than done. Not at all. Because think about this comparison on any regard is if you first date. The last nigga I went, he drove a Mercedes. He bought me a motherfucking filet, and you can't even afford to get a goddamn shrimp taco. But you buying this shrimp taco, like I'm from the man's perspective because men got to buy your dinner. I think no, that's real shit. Have your boundaries. I'm old school too. Apparently, I'm super old school because all this social media shit is ill. But I'm hearing this. That's like a relationship angle though, because clearly
It is.
I'm not worried about who my woman. Listen, I don't give a fuck who Jen follows because I'm not worried about her
That's
out
because
here
you
like.
met Jen in 20.
And you know, and you also know that,
I wouldn't care
but you
either.
hold on, D.
I trust and I don't.
But you also know that she ain't on social media like that.
Exactly.
It's different.
No, but she is. Have y'all seen Jen on Twitter? my
Okay,
nigga?
DD.
No.
But the point is
no.
that you
Different
know
tweets.
her.
I go for.
Right.
I saw Jen was
No,
on Twitter. I was like,
Stephanie
damn,
that you met 5 months ago. Yeah, it's gonna bother
yeah.
you
She's
because you don't know her.
No, but that's my. So that's two different things.
Yeah.
Knowing a person and then them not being active, two different things. You can be active as shit. If we're talking like comparatively, I'm the social media recluse, even though I'm the extrovert. Jen's an introvert, and she's out here in these streets tweeting every goddamn hour. Go follow her. I don't know her at, or I would tell y'all to go follow her.
Yeah, but she's not on
That's her-
Instagram.
she's not on it
tweeting
like that.
pictures half naked.
But see, okay, but then that we're talking about activity. Now you're talking about the type of activity. But what I was getting at was my lady can be active, and I trust that whatever the fuck the activity is, however much or however little, I don't have to worry about that. So I'm just saying
Because you know
She's
her
not
character, though.
engaging. She's just on social media.
That's
Speaking
not
of
correct.
social
That's not
media-
correct. What I'm saying is the concern isn't there.
Yeah.
But the things that do get you, the treachery, the things that become treacherous in the social media realm can become first world problems like shit, the Joneses over there taking vacations over there to Europe and we just going to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
the
niggas
problems
can barely,
evolve.
you see what I'm saying?
It evolves. But from a dating perspective,
Yeah.
it's,
Right.
It's
Comparison can be dangerous, I think, for dating too.
no, it sucks. Like you just always worried about the next person. Think of our parents.
Oh man.
Think of our parents. So our parents, they with their wives or their husbands, right?
Yeah.
They didn't met them high school, right out of college, whatever it was.
Yeah, whatever, yeah.
All they had to do was be in the same city,
right.
call each other on the phone if they could.
House phone.
But they had to meet up.
yeah.
Now you're talking about the person you like and you're into having thousands of followers, most of which are niggas that think she's attractive. Because why are you following?
Yeah.
Why are you following?
Right.
If I didn't go to school with you, no. If I didn't go to school with you, if I didn't grow up with you, you're not my family. I don't know you. Why am I following you?
I enjoy your aesthetic. You have great things
Exactly.
to say.
You enjoy the aesthetic. The aesthetic is the physical.
And
It's the
and
physical.
social
It
media
is.
allows that.
I don't think people
is.
follow me because I'm sexy, bro. And I'm sexy as fuck.
But you're a recluse
I
as
mean, how
well.
many followers you got, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, but women.
But I've
women
got
get
followers.
followed
I've got
because of
followers.
that.
Like just okay. Let's say
You
the
don't think
pod.
they're following you because of your aesthetic, but they might.
Oh yeah. Okay. If I
Right.
think I'm sexy, you follow me because of that.
That is not what we're saying. That's
Just
not
let
what
me
we're
know.
saying.
And Jingle.
I think, I like the point that Cam is making, and we're gonna have to put a cap on this. We can make a continuation or a part 2 later on.
this is probably gonna be a part 2 right here.
Yeah, yeah, right. But I like the point that you made, Cam. It's more so in a sense like when social media is acting as a conduit to allow things to occur and invite things to happen into your relationship once it's involved.
I'm
right?
happy we
and
out there.
regardless of what the intent is, when you are publicly in a relationship, no matter who the type of person is, when that status is attached to it and when it starts climbing, things can get complicated. Just like how when more money is associated with an individual in relationships,
No doubt.
it can make things complicated. It's like, okay,
people be trying to tear relationships down, especially if your relationship is public on social media, which is something I would never do. People be trying to tear it down.
It's been a while since
Cam used to Cam used to Cam used to actually give me the advice when we were a little under a year when I was with Sam. He used to tell me, "Hey, bro, I would just advise you as a friend and." To think about what you're going to post in terms of your relationship, all right? Because once you put it out there, you give free game for people to do whatever they want and to provide their input and their thoughts
Into your shit.
right,
Into your shit.
indirectly or without you or discreetly,
Unsolicited. Hell yeah.
unsolicited,
It's all
discreetly.
unsolicited, to be honest. It's all
Publicly,
You're not
right.
going around asking for anybody's opinion about your relationship. But the second you put it out there and
It gives
we're
it-
doing
yeah.
this
It
and
gives
we're
them
going here,
agency to
people
judge.
just want to have something to say.
Right.
So
Yeah,
why,
people be
why
bored.
give that?
I
People
live
are very
that.
bored.
Right.
You know what's
very bored.
unfortunate though about that?
What?
Oftentimes it's your same people, and secondly, that's an age old problem, bro.
It is.
I've lived that since I first met my lady. Like that's just old.
Yeah.
Yeah. The minute we announced we were dating, like some of your best homies are coming. Nigga, y'all ain't gonna work. Ain't no way. Y'all gonna be done.
But
And
imagine having like a digital footprint of the whole relationship,
Yeah.
and then what happens when you break up?
Yeah.
Now you got to go delete every picture.
What do you do?
Or some people keep it.
Some people keep. Yeah, good point.
That's weird as shit.
It's confusing.
It is weird.
It's
And
confusing.
then you got to sit there and explain like what happened.
That's weird.
or why do you still have that? Great discussion, everybody. Great dialogue, great debates on a couple of different topics. And definitely wanted to say thank you and kudos for Cam and Ash to join the pod today and provide their perspective, especially being in the single market.
Yeah, thank you.
We're very grateful for you all
Great conversation.
providing this
No
insight.
doubt.
At this time, we're going to go ahead and transition into the traditional segment called the toast. And this toast, we're going to put it in your hands, Ash and Cam.
Uh-oh.
We're going to allow you all to lead this initiative and just provide whatever you would like to toast
a new
to.
thing.
It
I'm
can be
enjoying
relevant to the actual topics that we discussed, or it can be just, to longevity, prosperity, life, whatever you feel like is
Whatever
at the
y'all
heart.
are feeling.
Right.
I will say this, as y'all gather your thoughts and as we gather the shots, this episode has been very enlightening to get that single perspective, but, and this is a big but, it's been kind of bleak. Like, give us something positive. Like, what's the positive outlook for single folks out here? Because there's been a lot of, like, this shit
go first?
sucks.
Yeah,
So these are last thoughts,
sure.
by the way, not the toast, but just last thoughts.
Final thoughts.
Well,
Final
you can go
thoughts.
first.
All right. It has been kind of bleak. I don't mean to sound jaded, but I really don't mean to sound jaded. The upside is you get to meet a lot of amazing people.
Yeah.
Whether they work with you or not, it doesn't matter. But you get to learn a lot from people. You get to learn about yourself and learn about
that part.
how you want to be treated, what your love language is, what you'll tolerate, what you won't tolerate, and that in itself is beautiful. Just learning about yourself.
Very.
And so if you keep that mindset, eventually you're going to find your person and you'll be happy. But it's a bumpy ride. It's a wild ride, but it can be fun too.
Enjoy the
It's going to
ride.
come with a lot of bullshit, but it can be fun. So
Yeah.
I dig it.
Ashley?
Yeah. I mean, you really said it right.
Ditto.
Yeah. I would say that as much as being single is praised, it is really awesome, because sometimes you can have these experiences that they're just mind blowing,
Yeah.
that are just amazing. And you're like, I could do this every day forever, and they're thrilling and awesome and spontaneous and passionate, and so it's really awesome. And you have all this autonomy and you get to be yourself and you get to learn yourself. And you're like, oh, you know what? I like hard cheese. No, like, oh, okay. I like red wine. Like,
Yeah,
oh no,
yeah.
actually, you know, I like whatever.
Yeah.
You know, you find out your favorite spots, you learn yourself, you become independent, you know, you stop taking things personally from people. And then you learn to just be yourself and cruise, and nothing can bother you anymore.
Yep.
You know, so you're totally a solid whole person. But at the same time, you know, I think to be like that forever sometimes is kind of like, you know, so maybe some people are looking for something. Some people are solid in that. You know, so toast to the single people out there who are confident in who they are, who don't compromise their standards, who recognize the red flags, but can appreciate that people can be different than them and their way is not just the right way. You know, and that there's different avenues to happiness and success, you know, so toast to the single people.
All right. Awesome. Yeah, single as fuck. Hey, and that is not necessarily a bad, bleak thing. All right.
Pretty good.
Do I get a toast?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. What you want to toast to?
Again, shout out to the single people. Shout out to the learning experience and figuring out who you are and what you'll deal with. Hopefully everyone that is single will meet beautiful people, have beautiful experiences, embrace the highs, learn from the lows.
That part.
Keep pushing through life, and it's lit. We're still young.
I can dig it.
We're still young.
I can dig it. Yeah, man. I like to end on that right there because it ain't all bleak, man. Y'all gonna find love, baby.
It's all good, baby.
All right, y'all. Toast.
Salud.
Woo.
Was that tequila?
That was Crown Vanilla.
That was Crown
It
Vanilla.
felt better
Crown.
than tequila.
That felt good.
Yeah.
That felt good.
It was good.
Hello, work.
All right. With that said, that is all we have for this episode. So let's go ahead and get into it. Take us out, Dino. We're going to get into social media platform handles. So starting with Ashley.
You can follow me at Ashley Monet 210, and that's my plug.
All right, cool.
Yes, sir. You can follow me at Cam Whitaker _ on all platforms. Cam Whitaker _
All right.
Yes, sir.
Corn Pop.
Yep, you can follow me at Courtney J. Coleman on Instagram. Twitter is Courtney J. Cole.
Oh, yeah. Dino.
It's your boy Dino. You can find me at The Dictionary. That's THE_DIXNONARY.
All right. I am JT Got Soul. That is JT Got SOLE. Follow us on all social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok at Potnas Podcast. All right, that is POTNAS podcast. Visit our website at www.potnaspodcast.com to check out all of our episodes and exclusive content.
And also, you can hit us up at contact@potnaspodcast.com. Contact@potnaspodcast.com.
That is our email. Hit us up for any future episodes or just inquiries in general, all right? We appreciate y'all. We love all y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, baby. We love y'all. We out. Peace. Oh, yeah. We make the ladies drip.
What?
We
You know what I'm saying?